G. At the Roundtable Podcast, I am DJ John Tavall with Nelly Nail, Chris Ryder.
Yes, sir.
Got a special guest, Nelly Nail, do the introduction.
Yeah, you already know, man. Nelly Nail in the house, Generator Music Group. I got Charly La Melma all the way from Brooklyn, New York, man. What's up, my brother? It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm a big fan of your music. You're one of the pioneers of this Spanish hip-hop / Latin trap genre, and I appreciate you being on the show, man. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you on, man. Shout out to Brooklyn, baby. Gunshots.
We gotta get
Yo, sube el micrófono un ching ahí para que hable un ching más. No, lift it up a little bit, raise it. Yeah, there you go.
Man, we active, man. I appreciate you guys inviting me over here. Man, this is beautiful. I like that setup.
Thank you, man.
Nice.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys playing my music and supporting it. That's wonderful. That's very, very, very important for us to basically support each other, man. And I appreciate you guys inviting me again.
And as I always say, it's an independent platform over here.
Yes, for sure.
And we want to offer you a dinner, but you're on a keto diet and shit. You gotta fuck that.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to stay low carbs, low sugar, cause man, I'm trying. Like Pun said, I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live, man.
I lost 300 pounds. I'm trying to live, baby.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, quick shout out to Bodega the DJ in the background, spinning live real quick. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Bodega the DJ.
Bodega the
spinning
DJ.
live. You know what I'm saying, on the 1 and 2s.
Is this what you want?
This is what you want, baby. So the Bodega the DJ is our co-host as well.
Yeah.
So we got a team of 4, man. Fantastic
Yeah,
4,
man,
baby.
We're growing,
That's
man.
how
We're
we doing,
expanding, man. So as we always do, you know what I'm saying? Then at the Roundtable Podcast, our current events. Chris Ryder, what's going on, man?
We could talk about the Little Mermaid right now. It's all a rage because they mad the black girls got the title of Ariel, and it's crazy right now.
It just shows you what type of
they
like
tight,
to this
they
day
salty
still,
right now.
people have that mentality still. Like they upset because someone of color has been chosen to actually portray that character.
Yes,
That's crazy.
My God.
but you know what's crazy though is like there's white characters that have been Latinos, blacks, and they don't say nothing.
Me growing up though, I always said to myself, why do I always see white cartoons?
That's
like
crazy.
very rare you see a black cartoon. It wasn't until I seen Fat Albert that I was able to actually see a cartoon of people of color.
But they had a cartoon that was all black with the red lipstick back in the days. That was their version of a black cartoon.
Oh, when they made
Blackface.
fun of black
It's blackface,
people,
yeah.
You know what's even crazier? In the Latin American media, the whitewash ness of it is even crazier because we're Latinos, right? And there's a lot of blackness in our culture,
absolutely.
right? Our race is basically black, half black, mostly
Yeah.
For the most part. You know, everybody's brown,
Right,
for the
right.
most part.
Yeah.
But if you notice novelas, everybody's white.
Yeah,
When you
that's
see,
crazy.
and we
you
spoke
see
about
the
that.
Mexicans you see in the novelas is not the Mexicans you see in
Yeah,
Bushwick.
absolutely.
Yeah, nah.
Mexican, they resemble more of European
And
descent.
Exactly.
a lot of them are Venezuelans.
Yeah,
In the Mexican novela.
Colombians, when you see basically the media, look at music.
Yeah.
Look at the music.
Yeah.
Everybody's white as
White, yup.
You don't see no black people popping off. And
Very rare.
Which I spoke about it the other day on Instagram. This guy, that Rebota song, Guayna, whatever his name is, I'm not sure. The Malumas, the J Balvins, the Bad Bunnies, you always see they're all white.
All white.
They look European. All these dudes that pop off. The only dude that we could say is black is Ozuna right now, right? That's the same thing in the colorism. That's the word I'm
Yeah.
Colorism is real and it's deep.
It is deep.
it is.
It's deep. And we had an episode about that, all Latinos, black or all white, and we actually talked about as far as like when they come up, we just said right now with novelas and media, right? Like when you look at Channel 41, Channel 47, when you see those anchors, they're all white.
Yes.
Like you rarely see a color Latino. You know what I'm saying?
It's changing a little bit
Just
when
a
it comes to
little
the local because they know they can't put a white face for the local
I see.
news.
I see.
You feel me? But they keep it a little, brown. But when it comes to the international stage,
Right.
when it comes to the national
mainstream.
mainstream stages, they keep it real white.
Yeah,
Man. And
To show you.
Latin America has a history of being very having color preference.
Absolutely, and even Latinos themselves
Yeah.
would deny their blackness. They will actually say, "I'm not black."
Yeah.
But you look at the color, and it's like evident. that
You
got
darker
some-
than most black people. What you
You know what I'm
talking
saying?
about?
But it's just kind of like it just shows you the dominance and how
I
the
had a-
impact of slavery had on
The
them.
thing
had a
is,
heavy sorry to
Sorry,
cut
it's
you
okay.
off. I had a heavy argument with some actual family members about this.
Oh, I do too.
We had this conversation about blackness and how we feel about our blackness. Like, I'm light skinned, but my hair is, you know me. I got the nose. I got
Right.
I got some, but my mom is black.
Yeah.
My grandmother's black. My grandfather's black. All these people in my family are black.
Right.
I'm like one of the few white people in my family. And we had this conversation with other black people in my family. And I'm like, yo, how y'all know y'all black, right?
And even the dark skinned ones are like,
They were like, no,
we're not black. What are you talking about? Like, bro, you're like black as a fucking charcoal.
You're as black as Nell's shirt.
And they not with
deny
it.
100%.
They not with it. They not with it. They don't want to
that's
accept their
crazy,
blackness.
man. Listen,
It's like,
man,
bro,
it's-
how can you
Because
not?
they
You know,
want to.
I tell you why it is. It's because the white population in those countries enforced that onto people.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, in Dominican Republic, Trujillo was real big on
Oh yeah.
trying to rid the blackness out of the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, he literally accepted that the Jews that were in exile to actually make the race whiter.
Yeah.
So he implemented that, and most of Latin America was like that. Like the lighter skinned people always wanted to basically implement that and to erase the black culture away from Latin America.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yeah.
But we are a mixture of all three races: of the
Yeah.
Indian race,
Haitian.
Yes.
European race, and the Caucasian, because they're Caucasian,
Yeah.
and Africans.
Yeah.
That's our three. But that's our genetic makeup. If you
But if you go back into history, the original man is black.
absolutely.
So I mean, regardless, we all black. If if
Yeah.
you look at it from that lens, whatever.
My thing is, white people would like. Okay, I understand white people not accepting blackness or hating blackness or being racist or whatever, but for black people to hate themselves or to hate each other for the color of
that's
their
crazy.
skin,
Right.
That's that's what's crazy to me.
Absolutely.
Like, bro, how can you possibly? But I get it. We've been taught to hate each other. We've been taught to hate
Yep.
ourselves through slavery and through everything else that's
It's
been
called
done
divide
to
and conquer.
Divide
Pretty
and
much.
conquer, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the
I was gonna
mechanism
say that.
being used right now.
So,
But so let's you know what I'm saying, moving on to the next current
Yep.
events.
NBA basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to
Yeah.
the
Who saw
Clippers.
that?
LA
coming? Who
Clippers.
saw that coming?
Nobody
Damn
did
it,
though.
man.
Because
But, I mean, there was talks that he
was
was
a
interested in the Clippers too.
Yeah.
But the Lakers,
But-
being who the Lakers are, they made
Right.
it about them. Oh, we might get them. You know what I mean?
yeah, because
Everybody
when
was
you looked
hyped.
at the, you know what I'm saying, ESPN, all these other sports platforms, it was like, yeah, he's going to the Lakers, going
Yeah.
to the Lakers.
Yeah, they were hyping it.
I got a close source that said he's going to go to the Lakers, and out of nowhere, bam, he signs with the Clippers.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Russell Westbrook agent went to OKC and was like, "Yo, I want to trade," and one of the places was New York Knicks.
Yeah.
So from what I saw, they I think it was Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr. and 2 first rounders for Westbrook.
Yeah.
I think you pull that trade. I think you do.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, the
Cause you
Westbrook-
got a Westbrook at his
But-
prime,
You know what? Westbrook's contract is very, very big right now, bro.
but
Like,
he's
it's huge.
I think you put him on the Knicks with the East being so wide open. I think the Knicks can make the playoffs.
He still has 171 million for the next 4 years, bro.
What?
Yeah, 171
I think he signed
for
the
the next
most.
4 years. That's what is left
Wow.
over. So the Knicks have to inherit it. That
And that's the only team that's willing to pay him that much, because what other team is willing to give?
I mean, he's a max player. Though. All the maxes are
But we
getting that.
know that he's not the type of player. Like, he's a great, phenomenal player.
no,
Like,
he already has that contract. So if the Knicks get him, they have to pay the rest of it, unless they break a deal with
Right.
the OKC, like in the past.
yeah, well,
okay,
they pay
you
a
pay half
percentage.
and I'll pay half,
right,
and we'll
they pay a
take it.
percentage of it.
I
Yeah,
think the
but-
Knicks need to develop their team, man.
Yeah.
The Knicks just gotta fall back.
mean,
That's
yeah.
what I 100.
I feel you,
That's
though.
exactly what I was saying.
Stop worrying about
Build.
the playoffs. You haven't made it for 20
Yeah.
years. Just
Yeah, man. Yo, listen.
chill.
But at least right now the
Fall
NBA is
back
more
and
balanced.
relax. Yes,
It's
yes,
more balanced
definitely,
now. It's
definitely.
finally balanced the
Yeah,
way.
there's a good balance in the NBA now. And the Kawhi going to the Clippers, man. All I could think of is who is going to score on Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, man.
Nobody.
That is a
Bro,
Crazy
that's
trio
clamp-
right there.
That's clamp squad right there.
Yeah,
There's
man.
nobody
Yeah.
getting through that.
because.
I seen your post.
And I don't think and I
IG.
don't think the Lakers ain't gonna do nothing, man.
But
Honestly,
can you imagine if he went to the Lakers?
nah.
But DeMarcus
It would've
Cousins
been
signed
so
with the Lakers though.
predictable.
yeah,
Yeah, but he's not the same no more.
yeah, nah, but
I
you know,
think a year removed after the Achilles injury, I think he'd be good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I think that would have ruined Leonard's legacy going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because
I
it would have
agree
been a
1000%.
cop out. It would have been a cop out.
I agree 1000%.
He's proven that he can win on his
by
own.
himself. Yeah, he's good.
I mean, not on his own technique because you got to win with a team, but you know what I mean. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have like
He was the guy.
Which is
He
the
didn't
argument with the LeBron's.
Yeah, he
LeBron's
didn't have
situation.
a prolific superstar like
Right.
himself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
He was there with a couple of regular dudes, man.
Right.
He got it
That's
done.
it. That's
So for him to join the best player in the world is LeBron still until this day, because statistically he hasn't declined.
Yeah,
For
he
you to
has,
join
bro.
him and Anthony Davis, who's probably the top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
That's the top 3. Leonard,
That's 3 right there.
LeBron,
That's
and him.
3. That's
That would have
3.
been like crazy. It would have been another Warriors team, man.
Yeah.
Some type
Yeah.
shit.
That would have been. That would have been.
So I think it's
but
better for his
I'm glad he
legacy
did.
for him to continue to show and prove that he's a one-man show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
he needs, you know,
And it
obviously
makes the NBA more competitive, right?
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah, it's
You know
gonna be a
what I'm
great
saying?
season. Next
And less
season.
predictable.
less
Yeah,
predictable.
as long as Westbrook either stays in OKC or goes to a team that's not gonna make it, crazy like OKC. I mean, like Golden State or the Lakers or the Clippers or something like that. As long as he stays out of those teams, is good. The NBA will be great.
The West Coast is gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be a battlefield.
But it's
man.
open season for the East Coast right now because now Leonard left.
Yeah.
So it's really open season for the East Coast right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Right?
Which is why I say the Knicks have an opportunity to make the playoffs if they just develop their team.
Yeah,
and play-
I
and play
agree.
People,
I
They
agree.
can play- They can make it to the playoffs.
I agree.
There's nothing going on in the East, man.
Right.
Everything is going on. In the So they can make it.
100%
They could be
correct.
an AC team, man.
But I
believe
think
they
the
can be
Boston Celtics with Kemba Walker, I think they're gonna be
Oh, yeah.
better
Yeah,
than what they were.
Yeah.
But there's nobody getting through the Bucks this season. The Bucks is not gonna play no games this season, man.
Yeah, the Bucks
Especially
are-
Giannis, he got challenged by
angry.
Kobe, saying
angry.
next
He
step
angry.
win that chip.
Yeah,
Wow.
and who knows?
It's gonna take time, man.
Yeah,
but
man.
then at the Roundtable Podcast, we're gonna take a short recess break. Main topic tonight is immigration. So it's a very interesting topic. We're gonna definitely talk about a lot of things that's happening currently right now, especially here in the United States of America. And yeah, we're gonna talk about it, man. It's gonna be very in depth, very deep, and just stay tuned.
Yeah, but
Right
you already know
back.
we got Charly La Melma in the house.
Yes, sir.
But they get a DJ spinning live, baby. Look at that guy, man. He's a real DJ, bro. Look at him. He don't even
Respect,
talk.
respect.
Ooh, I like that hashtag.
Today at the Roundtable
respect right
Podcast, we'll
there.
be back with Charly La Melma.
Make it a DJ.
But they get a DJ, baby, in the house.
Salini Music.
Yeah. You already know Charly La Melma in the house. That was Charly La Melma's song right there, popping, man. That song is official. I like that song.
I want to ask you, what's your background as far as like, I mean, just your background first, and how you got into music.
Yeah, well, I started writing music when I was about 12 years old, 13 years old. I was in the streets heavy.
And where you from exactly? Oh, Brooklyn. Okay,
East
gotcha.
New York. I'm from East New York.
Come on,
Brooklyn.
look at his gear, man.
Yeah.
I ain't noticing it.
You got the throwback
Yeah,
Dodger
yeah.
jersey,
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Jackie Robinson. You heard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I came up, in the streets, getting, into shit, you know how it goes. But
I got you.
through that, well, first of all, let me rewind. My father's a musician, first of all.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, before.
What did he do?
before
Like, what type of
he
music?
was he played music. He was a
Guitarist?
guitarist. I don't know how. Guitarrista, no lo sé
Guitarrista,
decir en inglés. Soy dominicano.
Dominican right
escúchame. Mi papá era guitarrista. He used to play the guitar. He used to play the bongos. He was a composer and he was an activist.
Oh, nice.
His music and the group he was in called damn, sorry, I forgot the name of the group right now. But he was mostly the music was mostly like political. It was political music.
That's dope.
It was music about
That's dope.
activist shit.
So that really
Activist shit.
influenced you, like, to get into the
Yes,
music.
I grew up in a house where musicians came to.
Wow.
Like, people just always playing music or something political. My father, I was always in concerts, always in
Right.
the mix when it comes to that in DR. Because I grew up in DR. I was born and raised in DR.
Oh, you were? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when you came to the
I
States?
came here when 96, 97. I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So I came over here. My father and my mother separated. I came here. And when I was about 12, 13, I started writing myself. I started writing, listening to hip hop, of course. I didn't know English, so I had to learn the language first.
Okay.
The first record I remember to this day. The first one we had stolen cable, back in the day.
The one with the little button in the back, the little cajita with the button.
And one of the first channels I ever watched was
Video Box?
Well, Video Box. That's the first shows I ever
Yeah.
watched. And back then, it was 96, 97 when I came here. It was Tupac.
Which one?
Keep Your Head Up.
Oh, word. Okay.
Dear Mama and Keep Your Head Up was the first records I ever heard, whatever. So, I liked it. Then Hove with the Hove had Put Your Hands Up with Beanie Siegel.
Oh, okay.
So whatever. The point is, I started listening to hip hop, and I was like,
okay.
yo, I kind of fuck with this. And before that, I was listening to a lot of reggaeton and Spanish rap, which was considered Spanish rap back then, which was reggaeton, Baby Rata, Gringo, Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, you're right about that.
It was kind of Spanish
hip hop.
It was kind of Spanish hip hop, but it wasn't hip hop. It was more like, you know, with the dancey
with
beats.
the little
But I got into it heavy, started writing, and then at some point in 2003, 2004, I started actually recording music. You know, back then all we had was the computers and the little, the basically the application of voice recorder on the computer. So we will record ourselves, like we'll play the beat on the speaker and record yourself on the computer with the little mic.
That's what's up, though. That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up.
But before that, we actually did the tape recording ourselves. I don't know how the hell the headphones used to work as a microphone.
Yo, we used to do the same thing,
right? Bro, I don't know how that used to happen. But
John Tavares has a video of him and Nelson doing that very same thing.
We were like 8 years old, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
He was rapping at 8, 9 years old.
You can relate. As you say
I used to connect the headphones to the mic thing in on the radios back in the day, and put the tape recorder on record. You already know how you put the little piece of paper in the tape.
Yo, my goodness,
that's right,
bro. And that's the first.
Bringing back so many memories right now.
But what I used to do was mimic what I would hear. You know, I didn't write back then. I was fucking 10 years old. I didn't know but I would mimic what the rappers would do.
Nice.
And that's how I started off. And then, you know, you develop into you doing it yourself and writing your own shit and making your own beats. I had Fruity Loops at first. I used to make beats. Tried to make beats. It was horrible, but
no, you made an attempt.
Yeah, and my cousin developed a little better. Even though he left it alone, he got into boxing or whatever. But yeah, man, that's how I started off, just fucking around and trying to be like the rappers that we already knew, the Jays, the Tupacs, and the Spanish Zeus. I never want to. People always forget to mention the Daddy Yankees of the world, the Baby Rata Gringo, the Ivy Queen. Yo, I used to be heavy into. She was gangster, bro.
Yeah,
she was. I was heavy into. I made my father buy an Ivy Queen tape.
Yeah.
I couldn't play that shit for like 3 days straight because it's DR and there was no light for 3 days. So I was tight because I couldn't listen to the fucking tape that my father had just bought me. The Ivy Queen tape.
The whole playero movement and the noise and all that. They started the whole urban culture in the Spanish game because, you know, like that's why like DR is just catching up because DR for a long time was just merengue bachata.
Yeah.
And we got into the urban game later, but they definitely solidified it.
The thing with DR is the taboos. The taboos in DR. Yeah, the taboos in Latin America in general, but DR is heavy because we had just came off of Trujillo, then Balaguer, you know, and all of that. So it's still to this day, smoking weed and cursing in records is still a tema like it's still taboo. All of this shit.
You're right about that. I want to just kind of like piggyback what you were saying because I think first of all, reggaeton actually originated from Panama.
People,
originated from Panama, but Puerto Rico was able to really blow it up.
A little detail that people don't know: the first big Spanish hip-hop or urban music artist is Vico C, right?
Vico C, yeah.
People forget that Vico C.
You have a song actually called Vico C.
Yes, I do, because I respect the homie heavily. Yeah. But people forget or don't know that Vico C was born in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh shit, you're right.
He was raised in Florida.
Yep.
So he came to PR influenced by what he saw here.
Oh, okay.
It didn't start off in PR. I mean, it didn't start off with him being in PR.
Okay, he brought that over there.
He saw what the dudes was doing over here, and brought it to PR. People say he stole it from the Panamanians, but bullshit. He brought it from here. The dudes after him were influenced by the Panamanians.
Got it.
The Daddy Yankees and them.
Right.
Which what they did was basically take what the Jamaicans was doing. Pretty much
reggae,
and make it in Spanish.
Yeah, like the gangster reggae.
Even the you hear they had the same exact flows, they had the same exact beats.
Yeah,
it's what like the demboceros started doing.
Yeah,
the Dominican demboceros started doing was just take the beats, and do what our style.
But what they grabbed was the gangster reggae, like the Super Cat niggas. You
Yes,
remember? What was the Super Cat song that was mad famous?
Yeah,
like I'm the number one murderer, girl. Like the number one gangster murderer.
That's what the Puerto Ricans did. And then develop into the reggaeton that we know now.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It started off taking the Jamaican dance hall and reggae beats and making it a little faster. And adding some drums to it.
Right.
And then doing the Spanish shit on it.
Right.
Then,
adding a little twist.
Then it developed into the reggaeton we know, but Spanish hip hop as we know hip hop. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a big difference between reggaeton and
Spanish hip hop.
Rap.
Right.
The dudes that basically started that off was the Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee has a record with Nas people don't even know about.
Word, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, he has a record with Nas. There's the Tempos.
It was released like something that's not.
Yeah, it's out. It's called 3030. No,
Word.
it's a 3030. I forgot the name of the record, but Daddy Yankee and Nas have a record.
Wow.
Before Daddy Yankee was called Daddy Yankee, his name was Winchester. Before Daddy
I
Yankee.
heard about that. I heard
He
about
had
that.
the mustache.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Daddy Yankee with the mustache.
Thick
was
mustache.
Winchester when he started off.
Looking like Nell Flanders. Okay.
Fat Joe got a lot of flack for talking about his history in the streets.
Yeah, because he said that he helped, that he was a big influence, and Daddy Yankee just played him. Like, he was tight about that.
Nah.
Not even that, but he told him like his story, like
how Yankee was in the streets.
Yeah, and he wasn't like in the streets.
No,
and
he
shit
was.
like that.
He got shot.
He got shot.
He got shot in his hood in front of his crib by
He's been playing. He's been playing it on for a lot of years that it was an accident, but you know what time it is.
Yeah. You know
Niggas pulled up on the homie.
He wants to clean up.
Which
the
is
image.
good.
Yeah.
Which he's been smart about. Which is why I respect the homie, because we know his history. Street guys.
Yeah, but Fat Joe was like real pissed off about like.
I think
Daddy
it was one
Yankee
time like he was trying to acknowledge him,
Yeah.
and he like act as if he didn't know Fat Joe like
and
that.
like and Fat Joe didn't help him out and shit like that.
But you know that stems off of like the Boricuans de la Isla versus the New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Because the real Puerto Ricans from La Isla, you know, they got issues with the New Yorkers because the New Yorkers forget about their culture.
They do.
You know
Same with Dominicans.
But I mean, you know, it's
Dominicans too. But
it's
mostly
tougher.
like, imagine a big Spanish artist like Daddy Yankee, who's straight from La Isla.
But
you know, even though he was from the LES.
But he lived here for a long time.
LES.
A lot of those guys lived here for a long time.
He speaks good English.
Good English.
Yeah. He él se desenvuelve. He knows how to, you know.
But he never lost the essence of the Puerto Rican culture.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
Fat
I mean,
Joe
these
can't
other
even speak English. I mean, Spanish.
Yeah, but that's like a big issue in Puerto Rico, though.
He
Like,
started speaking Spanish when he started chilling uptown with the Dominicans. That's how he learned.
Like like me, if I was to go over there and I'm like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican. Like, nah, you're not Puerto Rican. Even though my grandparents is, you know, I could tell you where they're from and shit. Like,
if you spoke Spanish, they would think a little bit different though. If you don't speak Spanish,
yeah, because
like,
I mean, you know, for me, the reason why I don't speak Spanish is because my grandmother felt like it was better for her grandchildren to speak English
and not learn
Spanish because they'll get ahead more. But what she didn't understand was that if you spoke both Spanish and English, it was more of a benefit.
Yeah.
Right.
But to bring it back to my coming up and starting the music, which is a major detail that I don't want to forget to mention.
Okay.
Dominican hip hop, right?
Yes.
Around 2003-4, there was a website called DominicanHipHop.com.
Yes, I remember that.
It was a forum.
Yep.
Back when forums was popping, before the blogs.
Right.
And I went in there. I was on probation. I was 16. I caught a charge. I got hit with probation, so I couldn't be out of my house after 4 p.m.
Shit.
I had to go to school at court.
Wow.
Come home and stay home.
He was a young
They didn't
delinquent.
even want me in the street. Yeah, heavy. So
That's that Brooklyn shit, by the way.
definitely. So I got hit with that shit, so I had to stay home. So now I'm home all day.
Yeah.
After school, and I had a computer. I had a Dell computer, and thankfully I had internet. That slow ass internet from back in the day.
And dial-up? Was it dial-up?
Dial-up.
What was that?
The dial-up AOL?
Yeah. The dial-up, yeah, that's what's up.
That shit.
You've got mail. And
Then,
Shit was popping though.
I got into this website because of my boy White Gold. He put me on. My friend, he was a rapper and he had done records and shit. So you know, it was like, oh shit, this nigga's really doing his thing. And he put me onto this website called DominicanHipHop.com. And I went on and I saw this whole entire community of rappers, producers, fans.
Crazy.
And that's when I discovered people like El Lapis,
Yep.
Tosi Crow.
How old you were at this time?
I'm 16.
16. Okay.
This is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You feel me? And none of these guys are famous. None of these guys are, you know, and I'm making music at that time, but not to the point of people knowing what we're doing or not doing. It's just me and my cousin. You feel me? We don't know what the fuck. But then I discovered this whole community of people doing the same shit, and that just changed the game. So I was like, hold up, bro.
And that community,
we can actually do this. This is different now.
And you know what?
There's a lot of other people.
And when you discovered that community had just started off too.
Exactly.
So you came in right at the beginning. So that's one of the reasons when I was you know, giving you promo for the show, like because I know personally that you were one of the originals, especially in New York.
Yeah. Before me, there was only Tigaraje 809.
Yeah, which is Chaka, Alpa,
Houdini, El Chobi,
Indio,
Prophet.
You know Indio?
Profex. Not that many people. And I'm talking about, again, 2003, 2004.
Who is that? There was some technical difficulty.
Yeah. Something is not right. Alright. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's better.
I think that was your mic, Jay.
Yeah, I think it's my mic.
But yeah, it was 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
White Gold, like I mentioned before, which was then became part of that whole Tigaraje 809, but they had another group, Profex and them. But the point is, it wasn't that many Dominican MCs.
Right.
MCs.
Yeah. Especially New York based.
Especially in New York. And in DR, there was like I said, Lapis, Tosi Crow, Hoa, Decano, 809, R1.
R1, that's my nigga. Shout out to R1.
Yeah, R1 was heavy back then. There's a lot of dudes coming up back then that everybody didn't survive the past 15 years because you know life happens. But that was the big influence. The Dominican hip hop the site, the website opened the shit up like crazy. Yeah. Then this guy called Low Q came from PR to do documentary in DR. Okay. And he did the documentary, and it was perfect documenting what was going on in DR back then. Then he had a show, which is we basically consider the first podcast of Dominican hip hop or Latin hip hop in general, because he wasn't just focused on Dominican hip hop; he was focusing on the whole Latin America. Yeah. And he had this thing in his radio show called Radio Frecuencia Subterránea. That was the name of the show.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the dude, he had a battle. He had an MC battle thing going on. So I joined. I was like, fuck it, let me get in there. And I got to the semifinals. Then
there's videos of that? There's videos of that?
No, there's only audio. There's only audio. Okay. Because back then, you know, it wasn't cameras wasn't that. Gotcha. So I got in the battle. I got to the semifinals, and I forgot what happened. I think I got locked up or something like that. And I couldn't make it. Couldn't go record the last battle. Okay. And whatever, I lost. Whatever, I got locked up. And then when I came back, whatever, I was like, yo, I'm gonna take this shit seriously. Started really recording, going to the studio, paying studio time and all that shit, and that's where it all started off. I did my first mixtape, 2007. No, I got locked up 2006. Did a year, came home, and the day I came home, we dropped my first mixtape called Menor Desafinado. Nice. Which was songs that I had recorded throughout 2005, 2006.
You already had it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, everything was recorded, but I didn't know about this mixtape till I came home. These niggas
like the mixtape thing, like the
actual mixtape, because back then we could still do CDs and all that, right? Okay, the actual track list and the picture and the cup, they did everything on their own.
Your team did that. Like I remember, because when I came home, that's when I first heard your shit. Yeah. And I did 5, and I came home. That was sick.
Los 725, Gels Estilo, Miguel Real. Maledo, there was the whole crew, J.O. Chico.
That's dope.
There was a whole crew. They had this whole Charly La Melma movement going on.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
I didn't even know about it. Because I didn't have no communication with nobody.
He came home to like a carnival and shit.
Pretty much.
He's like, what the fuck? Nigga, You a fucking rapper. We got
You're a star, bro. You're a star. You're like,
I got
huh?
an interview next week.
Bro,
and shit.
we
What the
sold
fuck?
about 1,000 copies.
Nice.
Of the mixtape.
Man.
Hand to hand.
Like that.
Hand to hand.
Nice.
Wow.
Selling copies, whatever.
I think I still got that copy in my crib. I'm gonna look for it. I watch. I'm gonna
Yeah.
man.
And
I got
then then like a year or two later, that's when I quit music. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the media shit, and that's when we did Top of New York Radio.
Top of New York Radio, yeah.
And I had the website, Los Tigres de USA.
Tigre de USA, yeah.
And so on and so forth. But then I was like, yo, fuck this media shit. I'm a rapper, and came back to the game 2012.
Oh, I see.
And I've been heavy on my music shit since.
Man.
No, Tigre de USA is actually translation. Like USA means USA.
Oh,
If you pronounce it.
Okay.
So like Nick,
Looking like use when you say USA,
the
but
Tigers for the United States, like you know, like,
USA,
okay, the way you
those
pronounce it.
basically the New York, the USA guys.
Yeah.
It was back then. It was a lot of
yeah.
the New York niggas ain't really about this. You know, we, by Dominicans, we were considered like palomos, like we wasn't about nothing.
But mind you,
they thought they were too cool for.
But mind you,
Wow.
who started Latin trap? The Latin trap genre that's popping right now. We started that.
Yeah,
We
a
started
lot
that.
of people took this whole argument
and the
about
Bad
who
Bunny
started, who did Latin trap first. Not to sound like a fucking like I'm sucking my own titty, but 2006, I did the Hustling remix
Yeah.
to a Spanish. This is a Spanish trap record. Hustling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rick
I
Ross
did a
joint.
remix to that
Oh,
in 2006. It's
Yeah.
Spanish remix.
Oh, wow.
Con Joseando. In 2006.
But that's what
So
I'm saying,
if we're
like
gonna
that-
have this argument,
Yeah.
I need to be included in there, my
Okay,
man.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Dominican hip hop artists that were like around for a long time, like you, they started that movement here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the
Yeah,
new trap thing.
the trap thing
and
started
then
off.
Bad Bunny and these guys just came and like they made a commercial.
Yeah, but the thing is with this argument about the trap thing, bro. When we talk trap,
Because trap is that
what
New
you
York
know-
lifestyle, selling drugs and bubbling. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
It's not the niggas
Haciendo
took
bulto in the clubs.
niggas took those beats and started doing romance songs on those beats.
Yeah.
That's not trap.
Trap was supposed to be like
Trap is
straight
drug
about.
dealer music, my man.
Right, right.
Yeah.
A mí no me hable de que you te bote, man. Listen, listen. That's cute and all. I love those records. I'm not, I'm not knocking that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
but
yeah. Nah, I hear
The
you.
trap. When people use the word trap,
Trap means that
Bro,
you're getting money, bro.
it's drug dealer music.
Right,
there's,
right.
there's no in between. There's
Right,
no.
right.
I don't care what you're talking about. If it's not drug dealer music, if you're not doing UGK, if you're not doing TIP, if you're not
That's
doing
what I'm about to say
Young
right now,
Jeezy,
TI, 'cause he's actually
if
the
you're not
originator
doing,
of
yeah,
trap
if you're
music.
not doing Young G's, if you're not doing the real drug dealer music, you're not talking to me. That's not trap. It's something
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
but don't call it trap.
That's true. That's a very good point, though. Very valid point. And I want to say something. I mean, would you be up for the Ferris Bueller challenge later on? Because we do like a little challenge.
What's that?
So we do a challenge
Go ahead.
at the end of the show where whoever is a guest on our show and they have a craft. Let's say you have in your case, your craft is music.
Yes.
You're an artist, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is we test your knowledge on music.
Okay.
And we
10
have
questions.
10 questions, a trivia question.
Okay.
If you get 7 out of them right, then you pass the test. If
Got
you
it.
score lower, then you get exposed on some Kimmy Cash shit.
Yo, and they're hilarious. They're hilarious. You gotta hear them. They're hilarious.
Yeah, but listen, I'm glad you're on the show. Just give real quick your social media drops to see where
Yeah,
people
yeah,
can find you.
yeah,
I know
for
you
sure,
got the
bro.
charlylamelma.com where you have like
yes.
your bio and all that. I was
Yeah,
checking
man.
it out the other day.
I just did the website recently. I'm very, as much as I be on social media, I'm not that heavy on the websites and all that shit.
Okay,
so,
okay.
but I just did the website charlylamelma.com. Yeah, just go to my Instagram, Charly La Melma. Everywhere is Charly La Melma. pretty
Charly La
much.
Melma,
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram, Twitter. I'm not too.
And where did that name come from? That name come from? Just kind of like.
The name. Okay, there was a record from Lito y Polaco, which was a heavy influence on me. I even mentioned him in my last record, Dinero. There was a
Well, Ado
song.
Sanchez, right?
Yes, Dinero featuring Ado Sanchez. Shout out to Ado Sanchez. The Dinero, Lito y Polaco, they had a song called Mírate al Espejo,
Okay.
right? And in the song is about this kid that was a juvenile delinquent called Charlie Motin. So I started calling myself Charlie because, I felt reflected in
it kind of resembles, like, okay.
Yeah, and then La Melma came from my boy Billy El Buitre from Vita Hermosa in Santo Domingo. that when I would send him my little demos, my little records, he would be like, "Yo, eso está melma, eso está melma, eso está melma."
It's like a slang? It's a slang?
like
Okay.
no, melma means dope.
Okay.
Dope.
I didn't even know that.
It's literally like you could use it like dope, like you know how you use dope for crack or for heroin or for weed.
Dope like it's like
You like pure, yeah, basically. But dope, the word dope itself, how you could use it like it's cool or drugs.
Got you.
It's the same thing with melma. Like yo, that's dope or
Alright,
eso está melma, but it
now.
could also be used as drugs in Spanish.
Got you.
And my boy would be like, yo, eso está melma, eso está melma. Yeah. So then when I would send him the record, you automatically be La Melma. So then it became Charly La
so now
Melma.
you put it all together.
Yeah, it was like it became
Because
a thing.
Yeah, okay.
That's the Ebonics significant to it, like the hood significant
Got
to it.
you.
But melma comes from melmelada, which is actually like a sludge and a slime that is used for cakes and stuff.
Like spread.
It's a spread, yeah.
Okay,
so you see
okay.
when you eat Dominican cake, that's spread in between the cake.
between?
There's the guava or pineapple.
Yeah.
That's melmelada. So melma is a derivative of melmelada,
Got
and melma means that
it.
it's dope. Like yo, that shit is
Wow.
dope, like Dominican cake. Like it tastes
Wow.
good like cake.
Wow.
So then it translated into it being used as a word to indicate that something was fire.
Yeah.
This
And
is
weed.
dope.
And
Yo, it's
weed.
la melma. That shit is popping.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
And weed.
Yeah, so you see how words is translating to
Yeah.
Yeah. I
a
mean,
whole
like,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's dope, man. Melma.
The whole thing, man.
John Tavar likes it. He's like, shit, man.
That look. How's it look now? How's it look that John Tavar be doing?
A little mind blown.
Like mind blown.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's
Dominican
dope,
hip hop. Dominican hip hop. I just want to say real quick. Dominican hip hop has come a long way from DominicanHipHop.com, and I'm really happy to see what's going on. No matter what, whether it's dembow, whether it's hip hop, no matter it's good to see something from zero.
Got you.
You know, it's like witnessing how hip hop happened. Witnessing
See
from
where it
zero.
came from. Where's it at now?
I'm pretty sure the guys that was here from the 70s or the 80s, like, yo, this shit came a long way.
Yeah, man.
Can
You
you
feel me?
imagine that? Yeah.
So it's like I'm seeing it for this, like,
and you were a part of that, like
exactly.
you, like
being a part of
that.
it is even a little crazier. But from looking from the outside in, it's like, holy shit, this shit was this shit started off as a forum and people doing little shit here and there in their hoods to now, this shit is. Out of control.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's
But then at the Roundtable Podcast, Charly La Melma in the building.
Yes,
I'm definitely glad you gave an insight of what the
No, we
movement
had to
was.
because we got to understand Spanish hip hop though because it's been going on for a very long time.
It's a lot more complex,
You know
but
what
I
I'm
know
saying?
we're short on time. But it's a lot more complex.
Yeah,
a lot of more details that I wish I could
definitely.
One of my boys, he was like real big on that. Like I remember him talking about Spanish trap, Spanish hip hop, how he was trying to break through it. And it's great that you're seeing it's a big movement now. It's crazy.
But the reason why I love the fact that Charly La Melma spoke on it was because I know for a fact that he was one of the pioneers. You know what I mean? And to have him on the show was a great honor, bro.
And I'm
shout
young.
out to
Because when you say pioneer, you're
but
you're associated with someone else.
But you was one of the first dudes doing it. Like, Tigaraje 809, Charly La Melma from New York, like New York based. He was one of the first dudes doing it, and I remember being there.
Yeah.
Wow, I seen him with my own eyes.
Because a lot of people think I'm a lot older than I am because I've been doing it for so long. But the detail is I started when I was 14, 15. So my first mixtape dropped when I was 16 17.
years old.
So you dig? People probably think I'm way older than I am.
I started young. That's what it is. Yeah, you started very young.
But it's definitely a pleasure to have you on the show. Today's topic is immigration.
Thank you.
And we're going to start off with your favorite president,
yes, sir,
or non-favorite president, Donald J. Trump.
Hey, no, should I do the voice?
You want to do it with the voice?
I'm gonna do it with the voice.
Chris Friday do it with the voice.
Say the tweet in his voice. Say the tweet in his voice.
All right, well,
here you go.
You gotta read it out loud. Go ahead, read it out loud.
Listen, America. I just want to put out a tweet for everybody to see it, okay? It's illegal immigrants are unhappy with the conditions in the quickly built or refitted detention centers. Just tell them not to come. All problem solved, okay? And remember, America, we're beautiful people, all right? And these immigrants, they want to rape and they want to steal. And I don't care about little babies walking around with a tinfoil on their shoes, all right? No problem. This is America.
All
right, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Donald J. Trump live on Dinner to Round Page.
Yes,
and it's always a pleasure to be on the podcast with you guys. You understand?
Thank you for bringing the orange to the podcast.
No problem. and listen, nothing else. It's Agent Orange, all right? It's Agent Orange.
Oh my God! So yeah, tonight's topic is immigration. You know, as you all should know already, like, I mean, it's a thing that's happening right now, you know, currently right now in the United States. But let's talk about the basically what is immigration and the history behind it, you know. And I want to basically begin with this, though. First of all, thinking about the history of this country itself, immigration, the first immigrants that actually came here were the Europeans.
Yeah. It's a nation of immigrants.
So, you know, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, right? Like, you got this group of people that came over here from another side of a country, another side of the world, came to the Western Hemisphere, conquered this Western Hemisphere, and after they took over all the land, enslaved the people that lived in that land, and then after they did all that, they put a sign up, "Thou shalt not steal."
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just stole their land.
Well, it's mine. You know, it's like going into somebody's home and saying, "Oh, well, this is my home now."
That is crazy.
You know,
man.
you guys don't live here anymore. I do.
That is crazy, man.
I discovered this home. You know?
I definitely want everybody to chime in, man. And you know, it's gonna be a very in-depth conversation, though, man. Immigration, though. So who wanna start it off?
I wanna just read a quick description of what immigration is.
Yes.
This is something, an article. I'll give the reference later on. Immigration is the international movement of people into a destination country of which they are not natives or where they do not possess citizenship in order to settle or reside there, especially as permanent residents or naturalized citizens. They take up employment as a migrant worker or temporarily as a foreign worker. As for economic effects, it suggests that immigrants are actually important to the GDP of a country. So for Donald Trump to be talking all that slack that he talks about immigration and immigrants, it actually states that having immigrants in your country come from different countries actually holds down the economy, because those are the people that pick up the slack on those jobs that people who are born here don't want.
Well, that's a very good point.
If these immigrants, you to continue to attack them, the economy in the United States is gonna collapse little by little. These are the people that actually make stuff happen. Now, I understand that we need immigration reform. I get it. We should have a better process of to making sure that we get the, you know, we screen everybody correctly. I get it.
Right.
But his attack is sometimes absurd to me. Like,
I want to just say something. I will definitely let you guys chime in, but I think it's really more of allowing people of color, brown people, coming into the country. Because if it was
That's what it is.
a group of white people who come from a different side of the world but who are still white, it won't be a big of an issue the way it is. And that's the whole thing with immigration. It's really not about immigration. It's about who's coming into the country and how they look like.
But if you think about it, right, every single last immigration group or race has come into this country has always hit the backlash. Like the Irish, when they first came, they were discriminated against.
Oh, yeah, they started,
The Italians were discriminated against. It's not nothing new. Every time a new group comes into this country, it's, you know, it's like paying your dues. You know, like when you're in a trade, you got to pay your dues before, you know, you progress in your life. And with immigration, that's what it is. But this attack on you know, Hispanics that are coming to this country, it's nothing new. So for me, it's like kind of like double-sided. It's like your grandfather or grandmother or great-grandfather or great-grandmother went through the same thing that these people are going through now. So it's kind of hypocritical of you to say, oh, I don't want them in my country. But this was not your country.
Right, exactly.
You know, you were an immigrant. So it's like, to me, it's just so hypocritical for you to sit there.
Very hypocritical.
And a lot of people forget the history.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely, man. But I mean, Charlie, man. I mean, what's your take on it, man?
I'm sorry.
What you think about it?
It's complicated, man. It's complicated because we do need to be careful who we let in the country after seeing what happened 9/11 and all that stuff, right? All the terrorist attacks in general. And the things that have continued to go on, right? Number one. At the same time, when it comes to the economy, right? And the whole, you know, immigrants need to be here to pick up the slack. I think that's a problem.
Why?
Because then the business owners, they don't want to hire us and pay us the right rates. You feel me? They're gonna hire the Mexican dude or the Dominican dude or the Indian dude or the whoever that comes out of the country willing to get paid $6 an hour when minimum wage is fucking 15 now.
Right.
So yes, it helps the economy, but a lot of those jobs, it's not that we're not willing to work them.
Yeah.
It's that people are willing to pay other people less, obviously.
Right.
And those people are willing to take those jobs. So that's a problem.
And I want to piggyback on what Charlie's saying right now, because in my job, it's kind of weird because it's a retail, it's a butcher shop, it's a seafood shop, it's restaurants, all in one. So it's like a shopping center.
Yeah.
But you have a dishwashing section where and all you see is minorities. There's not one white person down there washing dishes.
Yeah.
You're all either Dominicans, Mexicans,
brown or black.
They're Haitians, they're
of course.
And there's not one white guy down there.
Not surprising.
But going back to that is also a lot of these business owners, not only do they take advantage when it comes to the payment, they take advantage with discrimination. They know they could get away with the bullshit because they have illegal immigrants working their jobs. You understand? So they'll steal from them. They'll pay them like, yo, I'm not going to pay you this week, but I'll pay you next. And all those little schemes and scams that business owners do, they get away from it. So my other thing is, okay, I'm going to give you a contrast with the Dominican Republic Haitian situation, right? The Dominican Republic, Dominicans don't really want Haitians coming into the country, right? People say racism, people say this, people say that. But it's a country that can barely fend for itself. Why would we allow hundreds of thousands of people to come in from another country who can't fend for itself to come over here? Yes, a little richer country than the other, but it's still not a rich country, right? Yes, the United States is rich, but look at the amount of homelessness that there is in the United States.
Oh my God!
Look at the amount of
ridiculous
foreclosures going on in the United States. People can't afford to live here in general, especially in states like New York and California, where the rent is
ridiculous.
The roof.
Like San Francisco, you gotta make like $100,000, and that's poverty,
bro.
In San Francisco,
and you want more,
$100K,
and you want more people here.
Yeah.
And
where?
Where, right?
But you know what's crazy about what you're saying, Charlie, is that right now, what's in the retail restaurant business, before you can pay somebody and it's peanuts.
Yeah.
Now with this $15 minimum wage, you have to pay that person $15 coming in the door.
Yeah. Let me just
and that's regardless if that's an immigrant or not.
Let me just stop there, because I think when we were talking about like immigrants coming in, right, and say for instance, I want to just make sure when we say immigrants, there's two differences though. When you have an immigrant who's legally in this country, who applies for a job, is going to get that minimum wage.
Yeah.
It's going to get the correct payment.
Yeah.
Compared to a undocumented immigrant, where now an employer knows this person is undocumented, so now I don't really have to pay the minimum wage. I could just pay him less, or pay her less.
So where's the disagreement with Trump then?
So Trump argues that he wants to have immigration reform.
Yes.
But then his comments sometimes lead to where he just wants to eliminate a particular target of people, especially Hispanics, because he like you guys were saying earlier, you have a lot of European immigrants that come here, and he don't say anything about them, but he also makes comments about
he's made comments about them in general.
Yeah, but not as much because his wife is an immigrant.
Yo, you know what's funny about his wife though?
The thing is,
under these new immigration laws, his wife would have been deported when she first came here.
But the thing is, he says that he wants immigration reform so the process is a little more efficient.
Yeah.
But then his comments sometimes deem he's just against it completely.
So what we disagree with is really his comments and with the shit he says on the social media and the shit. But the actual process, the legislation, the making the laws is not a problem, or is it? I'm confused.
They have to.
I understand
like he wanted to eliminate the Dream Act, and the Dream Act. You know what the Dream Act is, right?
What's
he wanted to? It is basically if You was born here, but your parents came here illegally.
You stay here.
You can stay here because you was born here. But he's trying to limit that period. He's saying that because he's saying that if your parents came here illegally, that deems you illegal too, even though you was born here.
Yeah.
But that goes against the 14th Amendment.
Yeah, but that's like
that goes against the Constitution.
So that's what I'm saying. So how are you for immigration reform and that you don't believe in the Dream Act?
Got it.
You see what I'm saying? That makes no sense to me.
But I think
he kind of contradicts himself in the sense.
I think a lot of it has to do with him.
But they get a DJ with the guacamole, cheese, and tortilla.
He got the snack in the corner.
He's
trying to be slick.
He's multitasking right now.
The DJ
Multitasking.
The guac is extra, man.
But I think that a lot of it is him resonating with white people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Stay being liked.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's just fueling the racism.
Yeah, I don't believe this dude, a New York businessman, could be a fucking piece of shit racist like that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it is just game. I think a lot of it is just bullshit. Because if not, if he really wanted that wall, that shit would have been going up right now, bro.
No, and there's a wall already. You know that.
But
it's there, but it's just they wanted to just refine it and make it a little bit longer. Yeah. But the whole thing is right. You're right. He's New York based. He's a businessman. He definitely made his riches off the back of immigrants.
Oh my God, did he? Did he?
You feel me? So my thing is, bro, you can't possibly tell me this guy is really that stupid. There's no way he could be that stupid. I think a lot of it is just him gaming the white people that feel like that for the votes.
I think
so he could stay involved.
Well, that's Trump, a great point.
Yeah, and I'll let you go right now, John. Donald Trump is very, very retarded with his mouth. Like, he says things sometimes, he blurts it out, not knowing how he's gonna impact.
I think it's game, bro.
I think it's all.
I'm gonna put in my foil hat, my tin hat. I think it's all game.
I've said it before. I think he's very, very good at marketing his.
Yes,
he's gonna win again.
I mean, I thought honestly. I mean, for me, I felt as if he didn't even expect to win the presidency. Like, I think. Bro,
he was just like, oh shit. He was like, oh shit, I actually won. Fuck.
Oh my God, I actually
He's like, fuck. And you know what? It's funny because the first couple of months it was like that.
When you lie on your resume.
Yo, the first couple of months, you can see he was like, fuck. Oh shit, what I did.
He don't believe he's the president. You know what I'm saying?
But I think a lot of it is game because, bro, he got the power to do things. And he got a lot of supporters. Bro, even the Cubans in Florida voted for this guy.
Shout out to Danny for voting for him too.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I think the whole immigration thing is just a way to resonate with the people that feel like that, just so he could get those votes. Because he's not. I don't see him really going forward with any of it. It's been almost 4 years.
It's a big. I mean,
so I haven't seen no real, effect on any of it. Right. I think it's all game. I think it's all bullshit.
Well, I mean, the detention center is actually real.
Yeah, right? the detention centers are real, but that's basically collateral, I think, to make it look like it's real. The whole situation.
Yeah, and I think definitely, on our next,
to make it look like, it's for real. It's really but the only problem with the detention centers is that people are really suffering. People are really separated from each other.
Kids are being,
and people are dying.
From their parents.
6 people died already, I think it is. Something like that. And some guy,
that's how bad the conditions are?
It's crazy. And we should definitely...
But are they dying based on the conditions inside of the detention centers?
Something happened with this one guy that I was watching the news the other day. I don't really watch the news, but my mother had it on, and I was there eating, and I'm like, yo, whatever. Some guy was something had to do with an officer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't want to talk bullshit, but something happened with an officer with this guy was either got killed or got hurt or something of that nature. So I don't know the facts. I don't know the details. So don't quote me, but it was something like that. So there's a lot of other situations going on. Again, just off of the separation of family, bro. How you gonna have kids on their own somewhere without their parents? Just
that's just insane.
That's insane. That right there is a problem.
But John Terrell, you wanted to end it off before we go into intermission?
Oh yeah. We we're gonna go on a short recess break. But I just want to say, like, immigration really stems on what I just said earlier about the people who are coming in, how they look. Mm-hmm. It's really more about that. It's not really about immigration and trying to control of having, illegal people coming in is how they're coming in and how they look. And I think that's the threat that the United States feels is, we can't, we got to kind of control this right now, because at the end of the day, I mean, there's studies after studies that show that immigrants actually boost up the economy. You said that earlier.
Yeah.
It definitely does. And, immigrants, I mean, a lot of immigrants actually end up starting their own businesses, and they tend to hire people that are immigrants themselves, so which creates jobs for them, But immigration right now, it's really about the people that are coming in and how they look like. That's the big thing.
And do you think it has to do with the fact that they're trying to maintain that white supremacy in the United States?
Yes, for sure.
And it goes again
with the abortion stuff and all that.
With
ties
the
into
abortion,
immigration?
yes, man, because it's becoming a threat. It's becoming a threat, and they see it.
I guarantee you, if those babies are dying in the detention centers with white babies, it would not be going
It'll
down.
be
I think they see it as a
Big thing.
problem in
That's
the
a problem.
sense that, like, wow, if we keep on letting people of brown skin or dark colors coming in, eventually they're already taking over us anyway.
Right,
so they're gonna take over even quicker if we let them in quicker, right? That's basically what it is.
Right, absolutely. And I wanted to say something before we go on our recess break. When you think about slavery, black people were not even citizens because they weren't even people. They were property.
That's crazy. You said that. That's just
They
absolutely
were property.
Right.
So they weren't
They were
even
property.
citizens living in this country and building this country the way it is today.
Bro, look how long it took for black people to even the Jim Crow laws and this and that.
Crazy, man.
It took 100 years, bro, for black people to be able to do the shit.
And to this
they
day,
do.
to this
You
day, it's
know?
still a
We
struggle.
started immigrating here in the 60s, like heavily. The Dominicans, for example, in the 60s, right? And
Yeah, my mom's
we've
came in 68.
gotten. Look, like for example, Washington Heights, for example, right?
Yeah.
A lot of Dominican-owned businesses, all over the city, and it's crazy to me that black people have been here longer and don't have the same, situations going on, and which all stems from that.
Yeah.
So from the Jim Crow laws and all that.
Oh yeah.
And going to what you were saying about people coming in and giving their own people more jobs and all, it's true. It's visible. Just look at the heights.
Yeah.
Just look at the heights. Dominicans hire Dominicans. Affirmative action, pretty much. it just happens like that. It's true. I agree with it. I just feel like a lot of business owners also do take advantage of immigrants, illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
illegal
do that. Yeah, you're right.
undocumented, yes.
Donald Trump himself.
Oh yeah.
he did it himself.
He hired
I'm
a lot of
why is this
Mexicans.
guy so wiping this whole system out when he actually made his millions off of people that he's just the people that he's against right now? He made millions off of those people, off of their sweat, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy, man. But you already know this is Dinner at the Roundtable podcast. But they got a DJ intermission coming up.
Yes.
You already know, man. Listen to the mix and the sounds of This Is What You Want, but they got a DJ, baby.
Play one more time. Go ahead, Bodega.
Fuck you.
You already know, listen to the tunes, but they got a DJ. We'll be back in 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
La calle está dura pa' neto y pa' hombre. Nosotros la corremos desde el 9-3. Venimos de abajo, venimos de onda. En ella perdí pana con lo que me creí. El dinero, la fama, salud de mi mamá. Yo nunca me voy a dejar envolver. Yo soy humilde, mi pana, del vientre de mi mamá. Aunque ellos me quieran ver caer, aunque muchos me odien y en mi espalda critiquen, por mí que se mueran, que se mortifiquen. Se me nota el progreso, aunque me quieran ver preso. Sigo aquí, no me voy, más fuerte que nunca, so dímelo, Floyd. Me puse el chaleco, bajé con 2 peines, tambor en mi boca, una glow. Se pusieron de fresco, ahora dicen que el rey se pasó. Fulanito era puro hasta el que el gonorrea se viró. Y que cómo lo hice, se pregunta por qué no ven mis cicatrices antes que me atraviesen. Le corté las raíces, lleva mal en la tierra que crecen. Soy humilde, pero si me busca, por el diablo aparece. Le doy tumbe, estos cabrones como Jason viene 13. Como
los holos, pero lo que nunca dieron para pelotero. Pero, aprendí a mover un aparato entero. Demasiado quiero, pa' entrevista con farandulero. Lero, pa' los paqueteros que andan sin dinero y ponen pile, pero casi mente lo encuentro, casi mente le saco el chipero. Like pium. Y escapo en el carro like zoom. Los monos se tiran like boom. Jump out the back room like see you soon. I'll be back when the flowers bloom. Like I never left, niggas sing along, they get out of breath. Siento bien, pero no me besen. I love the beef como carne res. What the fuck you want, fuck boy? What you want, nigga? What you want, fuck boy, huh? What you want?
Ando como la Mara, city niggas like water. No preguntes ni para, dale cinco en la cara.
Nunca me la dieron, también dividieron. Se llenan de odio, todos se rebosaron y se la bebieron. Tú eres un segundero, yo no tengo miedo. Si estos fueran balos, todos los flow que pego fuera pelotero. Vine como enero, frío como enero. Que llegan los taxes, no me de cotorro, deme mi dinero.
Pícala, enrólate un batón o fúmate la toa. Entrega fresca, grup de la loma, oa. Mango fresco, tengo la pa' acá. Neva finito, fumo en cantidad. La reserva la tengo siempre. Jalo, moña, jalo, me paré tres malas. Arrebatando hasta su majestad. Fume, tosa, no le pares.
Dejé la perco, la marihuana. No quiero molly, tampoco sanas, ni codeína, ni mamajuana. No tengo amigos, mi mente sana. Soñé con Dios, me vi sin fama, sin mi familia, ni un solo pana que me quemaba en el infierno. Que todos me odiaban como el gobierno. Yo soñé con Dios, me vi sin fama, sin mi familia, ni un solo pana que me quemaba en el infierno. Que todos me odiaban como el gobierno. Yo dejé la perco, la marihuana. No quiero molly, tampoco sana, ni codeína, ni mamajuana. No tengo amigos, mi mente sana. Soñé con Dios, me vi sin fama, sin mi familia, ni un solo pana que me quemaba en el infierno. Que todos me odiaban como el gobierno. Yeah, DJ, yo, mientras el bien respire y la musa se inspire, el diablo que se retire, que pa' acá ni mire, que si me metí a cristiano, no manito, fue el que gire. Me vi yo mismo desde fuera y lo malo lo tiré.
Yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, y ahora somos bichotes. Yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote.
Fuck you. He's here to shut shit down.
Yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, y ahora somos bichotes. Yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, yo siempre quise ser bichote, y ahora somos bichotes. Mami quería que yo fuera un ingeniero, papi quería un pelotero, mi maestro de segundo me dijo que fuera bombero. Nah, yo voy a hacer lo que yo quiero. Siempre quise todas las tenis, todas las gorras, el pitbull, la BM, la cotorra, el Polaris, deja que el nene lo corra. Un tatuaje no se borra. Siempre me gustó la bregadera, siempre me gustó la jodera, pero entendí que esa no era. Y ahora somos millos y sin disquera, Ferrari, Lambo, Panamera. Si quiero compro el que yo quiera, haciendo chavo a mi manera. Mi respeto a todos en la nevera. Yeah. Yo siempre siempre quise ser bichote. Yo siempre quise ser bichote. Yeah.
Look at that ass, 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 look at that ass. Go. Why you gotta dress like that? Why you gotta flex like that? Why you gotta act like that? Like that? Why you look back like that? Look at that ass, 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 look at that ass. Go. Why you gotta dress like that? Why you gotta flex like that? Why you gotta act like that? Like that? Why you look back like that? Look at that ass, 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 look at that ass. Go. Why you gotta dress like that? Why you gotta flex like that? Go. Why you gotta act like that? Why you look back like that? Look so good, look so good, look so good, look so good.
Is this what you want? These hoes on my body, they know a young nigga get to the bag. Walking big ponies, ain't checking no tags. Walk through the hood and I got my red flag. Screaming SL nigga, that's all I know. Mike Moolah shot nigga, that be the tag. Bam, bam. Here I go, Throwing up G's, nigga, that be the gang. All black infinity, banning these lanes. I'm everything that's spread racks on my jeans. Drippers think I'm dripping, my drip is so clean. Niggas say they get money, it's not what it seems. I'ma run up that bag and it's by any means. These bitches be wacky, they boring to me. Get money, nigga, they know I'm a E. I'm GKB, yeah, we know in the streets. They wasn't with me when I was outside, I was stealing iPhones for the cash. Caught me a pack, now I'm making a play, then I'm out in the field with some gas. Now I'm flexing and stunting, came up on these niggas that wait for to give me some ass. In the foreign, I'm doing the dash. They went in this front, call me Flash. I'm a gourmet, yeah, I'm handling business. He talking crazy, kill him in the witness. Remove a weight, I ain't talking about fitness. He got the pounds doing flip like a gymnast. Mixing that act and spray like a chemist. Yeah, niggas hate, but I know they gon' feel this. I'm not with the movies, I'm not for the gimmicks. You causing the scene, my clip is extended. Popping the press got me numb. Dumb 3-5 in the blunt. Said you whacking, you don't make her come. When she come over, I make her run. With the game, with the squad, are you dumb? See my niggas, they shooting for fun. Copy G in the cup with a drum. Better think before bubble your gums. Gang. Better think before running your mouth. See y'all roll with some killers that run in your house. Put the gun in your mouth with the 50th spouse. No, it's nothing but heads, and brains on the couch. We robbing the plug if it's ever a trout. I take it down and I'm kicking her out. When it comes to the back, see I kill out your mouse. Gang.
Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Will I shine, nigga? Pay attention. Mike Mulla, nigga, man. Pay attention, nigga, man. Pay attention, nigga, man. Pay attention.
Is this what you want?
So them bitches wish. All these hoes looking cold, all these bitches fish dicks. Put a ribbon on my box, cause it's pussy gifted. I ain't got no free time, all my shit expensive. See my ring, my watch, my chain, and everything is lit. All this gold on a bitch, I feel like I'm slick Rick. If they love me or they hate me, it don't make no difference. It be hard not to kill a hoe, cause I be tempted. Now I be counting money, buying jewelry, hoes be riding dick. I just make my ends and mind my business, hoes be riding dick. I can see Cardi eat so much and that's what got him sick. But I wonder how they still impregnate all that riding dick. Y'all better go ahead with that weak shit. I'm certified real street bitch. Won't be a song if I leak shit. We strapped up like defense. Whatever you do, sis, keep it cute, sis. Leave that beef and shit on roof, Chris, or end up toothless. I've been official my whole life. I bought burners, I ain't buy lights. How little old me getting money got everybody all tight. These bitches whack, bitches garb. They diss me, I disregard. Bet you if I had a dick, these bitches couldn't get it hard. They say my time is almost up, so them bitches wish. All these hoes looking cold, all these bitches fish dicks. Put a ribbon on my box, cause this pussy gifted. I ain't got no free time, all my shit expensive.
Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la mercosito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y vaya arrogante para que me fronte. Que la calle. Ellos tan locos que yo me quité el chaleco para darme en la caja el pecho y no saben que yo lo acecho. Yo estoy frío en todos los barrios, en todos los bloques, con los niños, con los viejos. Ellos tan locos que yo me quité el chaleco para darme en la caja. Ellos tan locos que yo me quité el chaleco para ellos tan locos que yo me quité el chaleco para darme en la caja el pecho y no saben. Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la mercochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y vaya arrogante para que me fronte. Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la mercochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y vaya arrogante para que me fronte. Es que la calle de nosotros, 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 pide que tenga los productos a cuartel macuto, la vaina récord de nuevo y bajamos bruto. Puse una casecita con toda, me pongo puto, ni la doña gallina más que yo está dando gusto. A tipa se la echa, ellos también se la echo. Le doy pa' que le guste, pero yo nunca me apecho. No corro con doblado, aquí todo el mundo está derecho. No me salude que con Jair en mi mano no estrecho. La tipa se la echa, ellos también se la echo. Le doy pa' que le guste, pero yo nunca me apecho. No corro con doblado, aquí todo el mundo está derecho. No me salude que con Jair en mi mano no estrecho. Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la mercochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y vaya arrogante para que me fronte. Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la mercochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y vaya arrogante para que me fronte. Es que la calle de nosotros, 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 es que la calle de nosotros. Yo lo voy hacia TR, atento a rabia. En esta vamos a levantar hasta la talvia, para que la puso en China, estoy naranja agria. Somos los jeques con corita en Arabia, mueva lo que usted no cabe donde llegan los gantes. Somos patrones, los dueños del cártel. Con el puré, cama de diamante, los verdaderos bollos sin contar, sin mediante. La tipa se la echa y yo también se la echo. Le doy pa' que le guste, pero yo nunca me apecho. No corro con doblado, aquí todo el mundo está derecho. No me salude que con ella en mi mano no estrecho. La tipa se la echa y yo también se la echo. Le doy pa' que le guste, pero yo nunca me apecho. No corro con doblado, aquí todo el mundo está derecho. No me salude que con ella en mi mano no estrecho. Es que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la melcochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y bajé arrogante para el que me fronté. Que la calle de nosotros y la vamos a prender. Trajimos la melcochito, la vamos a vender. Mangue, eso ya te lo conté. Y bajé arrogante para el que me fronté. Eso está aquí, 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 eso está aquí. Eso que ni que tú tienes pana, lo tenemos aquí. Es la mujer que tú andas pana, lo tenemos aquí. Esa es la que tú fumas, lo tenemos aquí. Nosotros estamos todos mis locos, llévate de mí. Ese carro que tú tienes pana, lo tenemos aquí. Colombiana y venezolana, lo tenemos aquí. Ando fronteando con mi cubana, lo tenemos aquí. Nosotros estamos todos mis locos, llévate de mí. Ese mate que prendiste hace rato le di candela. No se va a ganar desde que yo le dé cabela. Nos juntamos todos locos para ver si hay campela. Dando tarea a la vieja y a la nueva escuela. Se jodien, se le hace puto, hacemos bien. Ustedes tanto y nosotros estamos bien. Estamos aquí explotando Genesis, dando la Genesis, todos los ojos arriba de mí. Y el pato que el fin, nosotros montando aquí. A mí me prende melita cuando compro un país. Eso está aquí, 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 eso está aquí. Ese carro que tú tienes para colombiana y venezolana.
Blanquita, morena, canela, candela.
Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita.
With Vin Diesel, un cazacampo, yo soy el diablo, Romeo es el santo. Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide, all my business partners, they call me Armando. Vamos pa' Caleta, en la grasa, bailando, gozando, acabando. Building schools around the world, and if you got a question, ask Fernando. Dale, mamita, tú estás rica, dame tu cosita.
Dale, loquita, tú estás rica. Dame tu cosita.
Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita.
Hey, son, at it again.
Yeah. That was Bodega the DJ on the 1 and 2s, mixing it up as always each and every Sunday evening. Then at the Roundtable Podcast, DJ John Tabal, Lily Nell, Chris Ryder.
And Bodega the DJ, you already know, Charly La Melma in the building.
That's right. So tonight's topic, and again, is immigration. We got a little in depth about it, you know what I'm saying, but we're going to continue. So who want to start it off?
I want to talk about these detention centers that's been going on, and all the craziness that's been going on there. I don't know if you guys ever seen a picture of this little kid. I think he was probably like 4, maybe 5 years old, and he's in an overgrown t-shirt with some Pampers, and he's got aluminum foil on his feet for shoes.
That's
And then you had the lawyer trying to defend the U.S., saying that they don't need no toothpaste, no soap. And they went into like these detention centers, and like they were defecating in the Pampers, and the smell was crazy when they went in there. And these detention centers hold like 900 people, and they got like triple that amount, and they're like in cages and sleeping in with aluminum blankets, and ripped from their families. Like there's stories about 4-month-olds as young as 4 months old going into foster care, and then once they come back to their parents, they've been away from their mom for so long. The mom has to talk to the foster mom in order to take care of her own baby.
Wow.
And it's just crazy. And then you had the picture of the father and the daughter that got so desperate that they jumped in the river and they washed ashore dead.
They drowned, yeah.
They drowned, and then they're coming out of I think it was Salvador. And then these are people who are seeking asylum. And then people forget. You forget that the Irish at one point left Ireland because they were seeking asylum too. Russia. all these places were seeking asylum from all that stuff. So then now Germany, and then now you over here talking about, oh, we can't let them in, but they fleeing the same thing you was, you know. And it's like if people were to just know their history,
absolutely,
you know.
Absolutely.
But I guarantee you, if it was a white baby in these detention centers being treated like that, you know, and you know, for all the parents out there, just think about for a second your baby being in those conditions. How would you feel? You know, and that's my piece.
That's a very good valid point, man. And when you say that, though, it makes me think about how the Africans were brought here into America, where they were under so much poor conditions.
Yeah,
I mean, piled up inside the boats.
They say most people died on the way here, or a lot of people died just on the way here.
On the way here, on the way
just
here.
on the boats, just
because
on the
you're looked upon as being a lesser human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how these people right now in the detention center, as you were saying, Chris Ryder, are considered to be lesser humans.
The craziest part of it is we're in 2019.
Yeah.
It's not 18 whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's not 17 whatever the fuck. It's not 14 whatever it is.
And that's what baffled me about the comment that Donald Trump said. Is like, all right, these people are illegal, whatever, but you have to have like certain conditions in place because at the end of the day, they're human, bro.
Exactly.
But this is the United States of America, the land of the free, the brave. You know,
Yeah, right.
people come over here,
It's
you know,
not
for
Japan,
better life.
It's not China. It's
You know,
not
it's the US.
Iraq. It's the United States.
The land of the
people that
free,
Go
you know?
out there and fight other countries because of their own issues.
Right.
Get involved in other people's own issues.
There you go. There
And
you go.
Can't take care of the people here, whether they legal or not, bro.
That's crazy.
That's insane. And the thing is, Trump is getting out of the slack for it, rightfully so. But this shit's been going on forever.
A long time.
Yes.
Because even when Obama was in office, the detention centers was kind of bad too.
Exactly. And
so we can't really blame it on him.
And we're gonna talk about deportations. Obama deported the most people ever in the history
Of all presidents,
of
right?
all presidents.
Well, he was there 2 terms, so 8
You feel
years.
me? But still,
Yeah.
he deported the most people ever, and people love Obama. We love Obama. Who doesn't love Obama? You feel
It's
me?
the master spokesman, you know.
Number one, deported the most drone attacks overseas.
Oh yeah,
Obama.
The most apologies ever.
Like, you know, he had a way of words.
Why you apologizing
you know?
for shit that
He made you feel safe.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is
calm,
like
collective, intelligent man, respectful.
And you know what I didn't like about Obama was his apologetic approach. Like, don't apologize for shit that happened. I get it. Certain things happen, but the reason why the world is the way that it is now, that it's not a Nazi world, is because the United States put their foot down. You know what I mean? So don't go apologizing too much. I guess certain things we did was fucked up, but certain things we did it for the, for the right to have this freedom that we so called.
Yeah, but World War II, it was.
Some of it is for that. I mean, bro. Vietnam, a lot of wars haven't been for our freedom. It's mostly for money.
Yeah.
Situations to take.
All the wars about money. Yes,
Vietnam was a power play because the U.S. was threatened by their global position.
The only reason the U.S. fell back from the Venezuela shit is because they figured they're gonna fuck their own self over. Not fuck their own selves over, but there's gonna be a civil war in Venezuela. It already is, pretty much. It's only gonna get worse, right? They block off the same thing they did with Cuba, the same thing they did with the Dominican Republic. The U.S. runs the Dominican Republic, whether y'all know it or not.
Of course, they run Latin America, everything,
they
everywhere.
Run Ecuador, they run El Salvador.
Absolutely.
The only places they don't run are the places in the Middle East that still going to war with these people. Like, son, you're not gonna take control of this.
Right.
And just to throw a quick pass at you real quick. You said Ecuador. It's funny how the war on drugs, and you know the reason why they run Ecuador is because that area Ecuador that was actually distributing like 90% of the drugs in the whole world.
Yeah.
That little area that has all the cocaine plants.
Yeah.
They actually took over that area.
Of course.
So it kind of baffles you to think,
bro,
like,
it's the same thing with...
Is it the war on drugs on your side? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, the same thing with Afghanistan. You think the poppy...
It was nothing about terrorism. It was about poppy fields.
It was about poppy plants, bro.
Yeah.
It was about the heroin.
There you go. There is it.
How is it?
It's exactly what it was.
12 hijackers are from Saudi Arabia. They're Saudi Arabians.
Yeah.
So the 12 hijackers, supposedly.
Yeah.
And they hit Iraq up. That makes no fucking sense. It's like if there were 12 Cubans, hijacking the planes, and then we go attack China for the 12 Cubans, how does that make any sense? It's the same thing.
But Iraq was invaded because Bush had a stake in like a military company that was supplying. So that was money in his pocket. Because war is big business.
But he was using a 9/11
construction business. The construction business overseas is crazy. They go out there, they blow shit up, and they go rebuild themselves with their own contracts, with their own, situation. They make bread out of this shit.
Absolutely.
Incredible amounts of money going to war, bro.
But you know what's crazy that you say that, though? Is because if you think about all the immigrants that are coming in, it's from Guatemala, it's from Ecuador, and these places that are, El Salvador, and these places are big, like, violent countries. Yeah. And think about how big that, U.S. hand has in that, because these people are, normal, regular people that have to leave their home to try and escape that violence. And then when they come over here, it's like, oh, shit, it's even worse.
I'm going to give you a little perspective as far as who comes into this country from those countries, right? The Dominican Republic. I was there a few weeks ago for my grandfather's funeral. And
my condolences to your grandfather.
Thank you. I realized, I've known this a long time, but I realized something, right? I was in the city. The city, la capital, Santo Domingo, en el este, central, Distrito Nacional, right? It's really fucking rich, right?
Oh, yeah.
I
was there in April.
Yeah? I was there in April, too. That's when I was there.
You guys were at the same time.
You probably walk by each other.
If late at night you was walking around, you heard a guy say "Arriba."
Right there. Probably heard.
Drunk as fuck up. Cibao IPAs in the capital. Cibao IPA in the capital.
We told him to bring us some IPAs and he ain't do it.
Ya tú sabes.
Dominican IPAs.
Instead of smuggling the IPAs, he smuggled 2 exotic birds and brought it back.
But I realized, the people that come into this country is usually the countryside people. Es decir, el campesino from everywhere. Mm-hmm. You even notice it here. It's not the people from the cities of these countries. These countries are poor, but they're not fucking, they're not dying.
You're right about that.
It's the poor people that come
small
here.
towns and from Kentucky.
The people from the city don't even care about coming to New York.
The prominent people
out of here.
Yeah, you know what? It's true though, because a lot of people that I've met that were not from the city, they came from small towns, from like Iowa and Kentucky.
Not only from Latin America, from Europe too. The Europeans that come here illegally or whatever is from the Ukraine. It's from what's the country now that used to be Yugoslavia? All that shit over there. All the poor European countries. The southern from Russia. Fuck, I forgot. But the Ukraine, all those, all those hurricanes, all those little countries. Those are the people that come here. The French and the fucking Spanish, and they come as tourists over here. They don't even want to come over here to live.
Right.
Those people don't want to come over here to live. Same thing from.
You think they want to lose the siesta that they had? The siesta 2 hours break. Bro. They don't lose.
Nobody really wants to come over here.
They don't want to. They don't want to stop smoking cigarettes after they drink coffee.
And that is a valid point, because I mean, honestly, you got to question why are so many people from Central and Latin America, right? Coming to the United States.
It's the poor people that still believe that dream shit.
Right.
No, but this and this. Johnson wasn't a killer right now.
Oh no, what I'm saying though, what's causing these people to actually leave their own native land?
Yeah.
And it's the United States who goes over there and basically manipulates their resources, takes over their government, and now these people got to seek a better opportunity, and that's why they end up going to the United States.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's us,
and
the U.S.
Their own people, they manipulate, they go into these countries, they take over the businesses, they take over the private companies.
Yes.
They buy everything, if not they take over it. If you've ever heard the stories of the Jackals, how they used to do the presidents back in the day.
Oh my God.
They will send
you nailed it right there, because I actually read a book.
Right?
Go ahead.
They'll send motherfuckers over there from the CIA.
Economic hitman.
Yo.
I spoke about that.
I learned about that though.
Tell the president either get down or lay down.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what's funny about what he said that though, because I learned about that there was something about where the farmers and the poor people had owned certain vegetable companies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the U.S. was like, I want that.
Yeah.
And the president was like, no.
Yeah.
This belongs to the people. U.S. was like, no, I want that.
Yeah.
Then they ended up doing a coup to get the president out because,
Of course.
and then they took over.
Bro, that's why Trujillo gets a lot of slack, right? And I've had this this conversation before, the whole Trujillo shit, bro. The Dominican Republic was never better before or after.
He was there, yeah.
Trujillo was the best time in the Dominican Republic.
Yep.
As bad as they want to paint it with the whole racism and all that shit, which is
everything was Dominican
another detail
owned.
That you mentioned that earlier, which is bullshit. My grandfather era guardaespaldas de Trujillo. My grandfather was one of his bodyguards.
He was dark skinned?
And my grandfather's darker than that shirt. You understand what I'm saying? If you're gonna allow a black man to protect your life, you're not really a racist.
So then that was was that like something to ruin his reputation?
Yes, part of it was that. My grandfather was a big on the Trujillo bullshit, the Trujillo propaganda that was spread throughout the years from people that didn't want him in power because he was like, fuck the U.S., we're gonna hold it down. And the U.S. owed DR money at that time. You know that shit?
That's crazy. That's insane.
That's how rich the country was and could have continued to be had he not been assassinated. Which they say the Mirabal sisters, this conspiracies say that the Mirabal sisters he didn't send to kill them. The sister. That's the reason why they went harder because he supposedly killed the 3 sisters that were activists against him or whatever
Right.
So the point is that there's a lot of conspiracies or a lot of theories or a lot of bullshit surrounding the whole Trujillo shit, which is the same thing with Gaddafi, which is the same thing with
Noriega.
Not Noriega because he was legit a drug dealer, but Gaddafi, the dude from Iraq, Saddam Hussein. These people love. The people of those countries love those guys.
Yeah.
The people of those countries love those guys. But the propaganda we get here is these guys are evil, tyrant.
Right.
The same with Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
Cuba is a little more complex, but it's the same thing. The U.S. went over there and was like, yo, nah, y'all not gonna do what y'all want over here. So we're gonna. So they did the whole embargo in Cuba.
Yeah.
So Cuba being poor is not Fidel's fault. Is the U.S. blocking the whole situation from happening? Right. They were like, "Nah, we can't let these motherfuckers go out here and be powerful and show the people the way." Nah, son, we gotta hold it. We gotta do what we do. And this was been going on forever, which is the reason why these poor people continue to come to this country. If not, Latin America would be, and Africa will be beautiful and powerful and good. No reason to come here. Just like Europe, just like everywhere else.
Yes, because you know how much resources?
Exactly.
80% of the resources in the world, this is a statistic, come from Africa and Latin American countries.
Bro, there's nothing
like
in
the
the
gold.
It's the poorest regions of the
man.
world.
That's where the
You
natural.
think about that.
Yeah,
That's
where
US
most of the
is not in Latin
green.
America.
Yeah.
Most of the green in the world is that. There's no green in the Himalayan mountains.
Right.
The fucking the Ukrainians are up there. Come on, bro.
That's
so
true.
most of the shit comes from there, and then that's the reason. The thing with the United States is once their agenda changes. Tell you the truth, it's not even the United States. The United States is ran by
the powerful,
it's ran by
it's that
a group
crew,
of people.
That crew.
Control is the CIA. The CIA runs this country. When they have an agenda and they're like, you know what, this guy ain't falling into place to what we think he's supposed to fall into place to. Let's go with it. Let's get him out. Get him executed, killed. They have a system that's called surprise, kill, and vanish.
Yeah.
Surprise, kill, and vanish. They land there, an operative kills and vanishes, and they blame it on somebody from the country.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, they call it the jackals.
Programs.
They call it the wolves.
Yeah, they have
the shadows. They call it the shadows, the wolves.
So,
yeah, I read about it. It's crazy.
And it's crazy once the agenda that they has planned out. Let's say a new commanding officer comes in or a new president, which the president doesn't really control the CIA, but a new commanding officer within the CIA comes in. He's like, you know what? We got to change this. They'll take anybody out, bro. They don't give a fuck. They run the world, bro.
I mean, it didn't work with Cuba. It didn't work with Fidel. But
they tried so many times to kill Fidel, and he was like Superman.
They made attempts.
They made a lot of attempts,
but
and
they were
never
protected
succeeded.
by Russia, though. Russia definitely.
You know what's crazy? There's a Call of Duty game where you actually try to kill Fidel.
My God.
And then you end up killing his double. I think it was Modern
Propaganda
Warfare.
at its best.
It was like
Yo,
modern. No, it was Black Ops.
That's crazy.
It was part of the campaign that you had. You went into the complex, but you ended up killing his double.
Do you guys remember the GoldenEye Nintendo 64 game? That was one of the best games ever.
Bond, yeah.
And most of his missions were like killing a fucking like dictator, like some shit. And it was.
Yeah, and it's like it's green. It's Navy SEAL, Green Berets, like
shit.
special forces that go into these countries, and then they always get the general that's even more ruthless. He comes in and fucks everything up.
Because typically what happens in those countries is the CIA, sometimes if they can't control the president, they'll control the general.
Yeah.
And
the military.
And then have the general wipe out the president that he could become the president.
Yeah.
And that's what
most of these countries are most of the presidents in these countries, not only in Latin America but everywhere else, are presidents put in place by the US.
Puppets.
They
pretty much.
They go they do as they're told.
Yeah,
Simple
and then who suffers? Right. Who suffers is the poor people, and then those poor people have to run, and then where else are they gonna go? The U.S. because they think that if they go to the U.S., there's still people that think that the streets are paved in gold.
Exactly.
And then when they realize that the streets are dirtier than where they came from,
no really big.
There's no.
Right
it's.
About that.
I think I went to when I've gone to DR, and I noticed that the DR was cleaner than my building where I live at. There's no piss and urine in the fucking stairwells.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, you're right about that because if you go to like southern states like Alabama, like Louisiana, those places are very impoverished.
Yes,
very impoverished. So I'm saying like this is the United States.
So then it's like.
Bro,
I think if these
you've heard about Skid Row. Sorry, not to. You heard about Skid Row? You go to fucking 125th right here.
Yeah, it's Dirtyville. We can call it zombie.
125th, the whole to 125th from east to west, west to east.
Oh my God, it's nasty.
Yo,
go to 149 Grand Concourse. Go to
it's funny that you say that because I had a coworker of mine. Right, he just came from Iowa. Was the whitest guy ever. Shout out to my coworker Devin. So he's like that. He was like, yo. So he comes to me. He goes, yo, Chris. I was like, what happened? He goes, yo. I went to 125th. I was like, where you went? He was like, I got out the 6th train. I was like, word?
Oh my God.
I was like, you was in Zombie Land? Like, you saw it? And he was like, yo, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, it's crazy, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, I was just there last night at 3 a.m. walking through there. It was good. And he's like, nah, son, it's nuts. It's crazy. I was like, that's the hood for real. That was a culture shock for him.
Last week I was with John Tavares' younger brother, and he had to go to the West Side. So I actually walked with him because we was talking about, he was catching up, I hadn't spoken to him in a while. We went from 2nd Avenue to Frederick Douglass Avenue, right? It's West Side.
Yeah.
Bro, we seen, like, it was like fucking, what is it called?
Zombieland?
No, that famous show. There's like about zombies. What is it called?
That Walking
Dead?
It was Walking Dead, brother.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, bro. Like, I literally like had my hand with my key and it stab somebody in the neck.
Yo, it's crazy. And I walked through there at 3 a.m. by myself.
Yeah,
man. And then it's crazy.
Then you had a family of rats fucking dancing.
Yo, he got a culture shock, bro.
Imagine the culture shock from people coming from a
that
whole other country that's never seen shit like that.
Yo,
because in our countries, the shit exists, but not like here, bro. For some reason, you don't see that shit in DR. There is homelessness, and there is, drug addicts and people with mental issues, but it's not like over here.
But you know what's the crazy thing about it, though?
Insane amounts, and it's like they all crowd up.
Yeah.
DR, everybody takes care of each other, and I noticed that when I went out there, because when I was with you in Santiago that one time, I saw a stone house, a wooden house, and then you saw the houses get better. But the people who were in the good houses took care of the people that were in the stone houses.
Right.
So nobody ever went hungry because it's like, if they didn't have food to eat, come
over here.
Right.
And then
happens a lot over there. Hey, vecino, yo, you want to eat? Yo, you want this? You want that?
I mean,
they take care of each other out there.
That tradition is still alive in the air, but it's dying out slowly because of all the delinquency going on.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was there recently. You were there recently. Do you have any issues over there when you were
Not really, but I do know. I mean, I go to DR very often, so I'm really familiar with the area, the countryside of it. And I mean, it's like any other place. You gotta just be, careful.
Yeah, like I didn't see it.
Don't worry about that. That's Arriba, man. He's all right. That's a cool guy.
I didn't see
the guy that has the parrot in his shoulder. He walks around saying Arriba.
I didn't see.
Yo,
I didn't see it.
I was just thinking about how like my coworker, he told me he had the Jason face, like culture shock. Like,
Oh man, Professor
You were saying,
X,
Charlie? What you
blown.
saying though?
Mind blown.
Try about to say something right now.
Right, Charlie,
No.
sorry.
That I didn't see the delinquency to that extent. I know that it's going on, and I'm not retarded. I see the videos. I see the shit. My aunt just got robbed like 2 weeks ago for her phone. I see it. I know it exists, but I didn't see it face to face.
You know
I
what's
didn't
so
see
crazy?
it
I feel
firsthand.
safer in VR than I feel safer here where I grew up at in East Harlem.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
1,000%.
crazy, bro. It's something about
1,000%.
DR, man, that you just feel comfortable. It's
I mean, you just gotta know how to walk,
the air
bro.
or
If you know,
something.
yeah, it's like
But
anywhere.
you could definitely get
it's
robbed. You
anywhere.
could definitely get this, but all this bad press we've been getting, man, I ain't feeling it.
Yeah, we spoke about that.
I mentioned to John Tavon and Nell when we was talking about that because we had an episode. What was it, a couple weeks ago? We were talking about tourism, and it's like people don't look at the math.
Yeah.
And why is it that all these U.S. tourists are dying, but there's no Europeans? And when Europeans are go to DR more than
there's more
bro,
Europeans that go to
you know how
DR.
many people go to DR every year?
Yeah, and it's only I think last year was 13 deaths.
No, you know how many people go to DR?
the number is astronomical. It's astronomical. Number.
2 million people.
Yeah.
Right, yearly, yeah.
And 13 people died.
More than that.
13.
2 million. How the fuck?
Yeah,
more
but
people don't die, bro.
Yeah.
13.
But it's an agenda.
And it's crazy because it's I just read an article the other day. It said that the deaths that have been happening that have gotten so much, it hasn't been more than normal, which is like 13, 14.
But as we
Bro,
said,
okay. Well, you know what you gotta do? Check how many tourists die in New York that come in.
Yeah, that was
We
just
said
you just
exactly
read
what
my
we said.
mind.
Yo, and shout out.
Check how many tourists die in
Charlie, I
Florida.
swear to God, you
Check
got
how many tourists die in Cali.
Charlie, you got a crystal ball over there because you just read my fucking mind, bro.
Yo,
I was about to say the same
Find
thing.
out.
Yeah.
Let me find
said
out.
that.
Yo,
We said
bro,
that.
And it was brought to my attention by your brother, and Mr. FDNY.
They don't talk about it.
You don't talk about it.
and it just
Which
shows
made
you,
me feel some type of way, like, yo, who is doing, like, why?
It's a
They
hidden
going so
agenda.
hard. Yeah.
It's a hidden
I'm
agenda.
just
because-
wondering, what's the problem? Why are they going so hard with this bullshit? Why they
it's
got
a
this
hidden
lady
agenda.
talking about her story on TV like this, and then
Why
all
she
of a
getting so much
sudden,
media press. Yep.
all of a sudden, all these stories, and then the
popping
whole
up.
But
David
it's
Ortiz shit.
but it's died out though because you haven't heard of death in a while.
Right.
And what was
Because
it?
maybe they heard the dinner at the round
Oh,
table
and-
podcast. Like, these niggas
And
talking
the
about
the
shit.
And we
statistics,
speaking on some real joints, right?
tourism dropped like
we don't
70% in
They were like
DR
this.
from that shit.
It's some fucking Hispanics talking about this shit. Let's keep it down for a little bit.
These guys are a threat. Let me just fall back.
But they get a DJ saying this is what you want, and they don't understand. Yo, but Dave, what's up, man? Chime in, man. People want to hear you.
Yeah, we want to hear you,
Voice,
baby.
bro.
Want to hear you on
Put
the
that
ones and
mic out,
twos, man.
What's going on? What you think?
Check, what's good, world?
What you think about this immigration thing, man?
It's summertime, man. Imagínate eso, man.
I know, bro.
No, shout out to you for tuning in, man. Happy birthday to you, because it's always somebody's birthday.
That's right. That will never fail.
Yo, you know what I like about they get a DJ, like, he chimes in, like, here and there, but when he chimes in, like, he, like a big impact. He'll say one or two things that, like, so solid that it's, like...
That's it.
He don't need to speak that much.
He's that guy that bats 150 and then comes up and hits that big 3-1 homer, you know?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna call you, but they got Judge now, the Judge.
The Judge?
I didn't judge.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on immigration, Bodega?
And, the peoples, I speak for the peoples because the peoples is the ones who keep it pushing, always go forward. No le para nada, ¿tú me entiendes? Shout out to the peoples, man.
That's right. That's right.
it.
Shout out to the people.
Shout out to the people. So let me tell you something about the people, okay? You gotta respect the people, all right? They're the ones that buy all the cocaine and make everything happen, okay?
Chachi, you gotta take it easy, Chachi, okay? I know you get hyper, but you gotta take it easy, okay, Chachi?
They already started. They already
Take it easy, okay?
Let me tell you something. You don't know how it is when they tell you what to do, what to say.
But you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to do, okay?
You trying to tell
I am
me
my
what-
own man, okay?
You trying to tell me what to do.
Even though we're immigrants and
Okay.
we came to this country together, you don't tell me what to do, okay? Okay?
Stop doing that stuff with your tongue, okay?
You think you bully over
don't
here?
like to listen.
You ain't no bully, okay? Take it easy, all right? Me and now gonna have a little comedy skit going on.
Crazy, man.
You know,
Charlie was like, "What the hell just happened here?"
I know, right? Looking like, hold on, what just happened?
I wanted to join
because
but my accent is not that good.
Me and now have a good back and forth. When he starts it, I finish it, and then
you want to talk about immigration? Yeah. Let's talk about us coming here to Florida, man. When Cuba didn't want to stay, okay?
And that's where we met Bodega the DJ, and then you know he was on the ones in Tus over there in Philly and Miami. Do you know?
But you know what's crazy though? With Cubans,
I'm a political refugee.
That's it.
Cubans though is different though. Coming in here because they wanted Cubans to come over here.
Yeah,
they wanted Cubans because Cubans actually are the only ones that actually come into this country and be automatic citizens.
Because they were political refugees.
Right. But wasn't that Scarface movie based on like actual?
Yeah, it was. The Scarface movie was.
What's what they? Okay, go ahead now.
Was based on one person. It was based on one person, the Tony Montana character, but it was based on how an immigrant Cuban came in here and maximized his profits.
Yeah.
Off the American dream, basically.
There's an original Scarface movie.
There's an original.
That was a remake.
Montana
the one in the '80s was that was a remake.
This is a real Tony Montana.
Antonio Montana. Or Antonio something. Italian dude. Which is based on the Al Capone shit.
Yeah, the Al Capone thing. Yeah.
That's what they based it on. And then there was one before that, I think. But yeah, they just basically what they did was mix it up. You know, tell the character made it Cuban and the whole Cuban short history of the Cuban immigration to the U.S. because of Fidel and the whole revolution and, and the whole shebangs with that, which I know a lot about because my father was part of because of my father. I know a lot of I know the Cuban history like I know the Dominican history because of my father.
Because it intertwines a lot. Because a lot of the Dominicans that help the Cubans in doing the revolution, you know, right?
Yeah. There was a lot of, but not even because of that. I just know it because of it's a rich history, it's a crazy history, and people don't understand the complexity of that of the Cuban in general. Like the history is crazy, and it doesn't start off with Fidel. You feel me? It's way back, and
the
just like
mob and all this shit involved.
A lot of shit went on in Cuba. Just like in DR, just like in Puerto Rico. I know a lot of the Puerto Rican history too. Like I consider myself somewhat of a historian. I like to read a lot about history. I like to know history. I like to know what happened and why we're the way we
present. Right. That's always say. I always say that.
Why are we the way we are? Why
exactly?
Why are we in the place we're in? And where can we go? You know what's been done, what hasn't been tried, and so on and so forth. And it's just good to know shit.
It's vital,
to know the history.
Yeah, man.
Very vital.
We're trying to create a revolution over here. You heard?
Absolutely. I mean, listen again, man. We're an independent platform, and you know what I'm saying, like we're not controlled by any corporations. We don't bite our tongue. You know what I'm saying? We out here to spread awareness and consciousness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The things that I think that are relative to us.
And I appreciate it because it's damn near like redeeming myself. You know, I'm a dude from the streets who's done a lot of crazy shit out there.
Right.
And it's like, bro, I'm still young. I'm still in a place where, you know, I have a lot of place to grow. I have a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, we all do.
But I know enough to put these young niggas on. Like, yo, bro, this is what's going on. You understand? It's not all bullshit and it's not all drinking. It's not all turning up. You know, yeah, we do it. We do it all the time. A lot. But bro, we also need time. We need to take time to do shit like this and dialogue and converse about real shit that's going on, and basically teaching each other. You might know some shit I don't know. You might know some shit you know, and so on and so forth. We might teach each other,
share information,
and share consciousness and active. You know, I hate the fucking word woke and shit like that, but we awaken each other up and we put each other onto shit that we might not know about, and we need to know about.
Right. You know,
not only for ourselves, but
yeah.
Yo, I don't know if y'all got children, but I got 3 kids.
I got 2.
Understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to put ourselves in situations where we not worried about Trump and what he's doing or not.
You know what?
Or people like Trump. You feel me? That's going to come down the line no matter what.
Right.
We got to put ourselves in situations where, just like this podcast is independent, we got to be independent in general.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At all costs, my man. Because if not, we just going to continue this vicious cycle of poor people coming into this country.
Very true.
being, you know, depending on what this country has to offer. And that's it.
And not making a change. Not making a change.
Now breaking the cycle. Like, bro, we gotta be independent in all aspects of it. That's why I haven't gone to no record label to get signed. Nah, that's why I haven't none of that. Let's
you
get
want to
our
control
own
your
money.
stuff. You want to control your own stuff.
Yes, and not only control my stuff, but to show this other people that you could do it. You can do it on your own. You know, just do it on your own. That's why I came here. That's why I appreciate the invitation because
absolutely, my brother.
Who else is, like, we were having the conversation outside. Who else is gonna support us?
Yeah,
besides us.
Us, you're right.
You feel me?
You know what? Middle finger to the system, baby.
That's a fact.
Fuck that shit.
You know,
that's a clap right there for
it's a clap. Yeah, man.
Charlie, you gotta
I'm gonna say this though, and you know, like Socrates and all these philosophers, they said that a wise man knows nothing, so he can know everything. But an ignorant man knows everything, so he can know nothing.
Right.
You gotta clap for that, bro.
Yes, he does.
Future baby daddy right here.
So that's why. That's why I try to live my life. I live my life off two. I live my life off two creeds. I live my life off two creeds. I live my life off that. You know, the wise man, and also live my life off Styles P's gangster and the gentleman personas. To I treat you the way you treat me. That's, you know, when if you a gangster and you try to play me, then I'm gonna show you that gangster. But if you good to me, you're nice to me, then I'm gonna show you my gentleman.
Why your hands so hot, bro? You wanna cut meat right now? So Charlie,
you never know.
He's a butcher by profession.
Oh my God!
At
least say that
Charlie,
one point in the podcast.
Charlie, at least once.
That picture you sent.
I'm messing with. I was messing with them though. I was messing with them though.
So listen, Charlie heard the podcast.
At least once on podcast, he throws it out there. At least once.
But I get a picture like that, I'm gonna be nervous.
He has a hot hammer, and maybe he wants to dig into some meat.
Yo, listen, man, I'm gonna send him a video because I was doing the damn thing like Monday last week.
But listen, do that the Roundtable podcast.
So
We're gonna finish it off with our final thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Who want to start it off though?
I got it. Immigration. Immigration is a process that is difficult to interpret, right? I definitely agree that we do need to have an immigration reform, make it more easy and more efficient,
right?
So we don't have these issues that we're having. But at the end of the day, the United States of America was built on people coming here legally or illegally. So, all this hype about, trying to stop people from coming in, I get it. We have a lot of people that do come in that are not upstanding people. So we need to change that so we can have the system work a little bit better. But overall, I think immigration is great for the United States of America because it was based on that, and the economy of the United States of America basically survives off people who actually come here with a dream, that work hard and make things happen to have the system work the way that it does.
Okay, going down.
All right, so I have a little story to tell. So, in my job, the assistant manager is Mexican and an immigrant. So when I first started in this company, the head boss was Italian and Irish. Okay. So when he comes in, you're gonna be trained by Pedro, I'm like, Pedro. So I come in and I see this little Mexican dude, and I'm like, what? This guy's the supervisor of the department? I'm used to seeing a white guy in charge of, in the butchering world. So I see this little Mexican dude, and this little Mexican dude is badass. And now he's the assistant manager, but he's one of the smartest dudes. And shout out to Pedro Alvarez if he's listening. But he's one of the smartest dudes. No, he's one of the smartest dudes I've ever been around. Okay. I mean, this guy he knows how to play the game as well as anybody. Right. But if you look at him and you see him as a Mexican, you think he's ignorant and stupid because I had that same prejudice. And it's not my fault. It's just what I've been conditioned to see.
Yeah.
So looking at this guy, it's like, damn, this dude was able to navigate such, I always call it like the shark-infested waters because, big business is always full of snakes and dirty motherfuckers who are always out for their own self. Mm-hmm. And to see this guy succeed and, I always consider myself to be, and I know he's probably gonna laugh when I say this, but I think I'm a very good cutter. We all gonna laugh. I know he was a laugh, but this guy, I can honestly, I respect skills when it's there, and he cuts better than me. But this guy, I've seen him take that American dream and make it, best for him, and that's what the American dream really is coming into this country, working hard, and then it's giving you and it should be the opportunity to succeed. You come into this country to make a better life, and you should be able to do so. And for him, he was able to seize that moment. And a lot of people don't understand that's what this country was built on. It's a country of immigrants. Everybody who's here is an immigrant.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a melting pot. It's supposed to be a place for you to come in, succeed, and pass your wealth down to your family. Wow. And to me, I was having a conversation with my coworker the other day. We were talking about, people are saying that immigrants are stealing jobs. What jobs are they stealing? Are you going to be there washing the dishes? Are you going to be in the vegetable fields picking the peppers and the oranges and all the vegetables? You're not going to do that, right? But they're stealing the jobs. So my final thought is that this nation is an immigrant. It's an immigrant nation.
Right.
It is.
It's room for everybody.
It's founded by immigrants.
Yeah, and the American dream is to come in, work hard, and be able to find that success. And that's my final thought.
Chris Wright in the building right now. Wow.
Hey, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
There you go. There you go, baby.
So, Charlie?
Man, my final thoughts are, how can I say? I mean, it's complex, man. It's difficult. It's a lot of layers to the immigration issue.
Let it out, man.
I'm just saying. I just hope that we as a people, there's a lot of prejudices. Yes. We all have them, no matter what people want to say. There's a lot of BS. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of everything. This country was built on it, on the bullshit. You know what I mean? I just hope, man, we as a people figure it out and hopefully do better. We just gotta do better as a people. We gotta really wake up and realize, man, what's important out here, and everybody matters. That's
Absolutely.
all. Right. Everybody matters.
And I want to say something. I mean, matter of fact, let me just begin my final thought. As you say that, it makes me really ponder about something that I have posted up in my classroom, and I have the picture of the Earth. And it basically says, there are no borders.
That's a fact.
And it makes you think about it.
They're imaginary.
You know what I'm saying? They're imaginary. They're all artificial. You know what I'm saying?
There's a whole ass line in Canada. You know that, right?
Like a legit painted line in the whole border, right?
Yeah.
Like you're literally one step here, you're in Canada. One step here, you're in the
Playing hopscotch? Playing hopscotch?
Yeah. It's crazy because really, in reality, back in those years where people were just, traveling around fucking, the Indians, or even before that, you'd listen to people like Graham Hancock and people like Robert Schock and people like, what's this dude's name? Randall Carson, and they talk about, how the world has, how things started, basically, how long ago shit really started, that it's not really how we think, it started or whatever, as the word in general. And bro, you think back, like, motherfuckers was traveling normal, like, no problem. Just go from place to place. Why is it an issue? Right. Cultures, people built their own cultures, people started their own languages, people started their own shit. So the whole, the Tower of Babel, that's the name of it, that supposedly people were trying to build a tower to go to heaven. And God struck it down and then divided everybody and gave everybody different languages, so we couldn't join in. No, I know it's Bible shit, but what I'm saying is, in reality, if you look at it, we are divided because of that.
Yes.
Because of our languages and our cultures and our this and our that. Instead of respecting each other's shit and just, we as a people, as together, why the fuck does it matter if I want to go to Iraq today? If I want to go to, Brazil, and so on and so forth. We should be able to all travel anywhere.
Absolutely.
I don't know. What do I know? That's why I'm a rapper.
No, but actually, you play that in your music, though. Like, I mean, that definitely could make an impact. You know what I mean? People where you actually put that out in your music, because I mean, music is a very influential tool.
Yes, and honestly, now that you mentioned that, I've been thinking about that a lot. My father has always had a thing about why don't you use your music for this and that and this and that, and to talk about the shit that you know about, where people look at me probably like, oh, this is an ignorant drug dealer nigga from Brooklyn, when I'm actually, you know, I know things and why, you know. So I've been thinking about it a lot lately. The older I get, you know, I got kids. So you look at these kids like, damn, son, I don't want these niggas to hear this shit.
Right.
You know?
But, you know, that's the purpose of the podcast, so that somebody like you let the people see a different side of you, an intelligent brother, you know, and not just a gangster.
Exactly, and that's what I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, yo, maybe it's time to switch it up, man, and get on some real conscious shit, and get on some real teaching these kids something worth teaching, you know. It's not all the bullshit. The bullshit is getting old.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And I get it, man. You know, I've been doing this for 15 years, damn near, and I get it. Like, yo, maybe it's time to really switch it up, and do something different, man. Cause I see where we going, and we going nowhere fast.
Yeah,
right.
Fast, especially these kids. I have little cousins. You know, you have the young cousins.
Yeah.
The young brothers and so on and so forth, and it's like, bro, damn, this shit streets is fucked up.
Yeah. It's not the same. It's looking crazy.
It's not
out
the
there.
same, you know.
They don't have loyalty. They don't have morals.
We gotta take ownership. We gotta have a responsibility, knowing that we gotta save.
But we gotta teach them that, you know. We gotta teach them that.
Nobody taught us that.
We gotta teach them that. You know?
We learned it.
I had to learn everything.
You had to learn it.
So we gotta teach these little niggas, man.
These little niggas, we gotta put them on, you know. And not only the girls, especially. Bro, I was at a cart meet last night. There was fucking 15, 16, 13-year-old girls there.
Wow.
You feel me? And I'm like, what the fuck? You feel me? What the fuck is going on here? You feel me? I'm with some, you know, older dudes, you know, we just kicking it, talking shit, you know, loud ass music, my ears still hurt. But
wow.
I saw it and I'm like, holy shit, this shit is crazy, bro.
Wow.
Shit done
change.
It's crazy out here, you feel me?
Absolutely.
I'm an adult. I'm 30 years old. I got 3 kids. I do whatever the fuck I want. I make my money, I do what I want, right? But at the same time, it's like, yo, we have a fucking responsibility now.
Yeah,
you feel me? As soon as you have kids,
it definitely changes the whole perspective.
Yeah,
How you see life.
It changes your shit up.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're not ignorant, you know. Because I'm not stupid, I'm not retarded, I'm not ignorant. I know what's going on, and it's like, bro, these kids need some guidance, man.
Yeah, man.
They need some guidance. As cliche as it sounds, as old as it sounds, as preachy as it sounds.
Right.
You feel me?
And that's why I'm big on like the father being so important.
Oh,
the father,
1000%.
the mother's the nurturer, the father's the guidance.
Yeah, but
you
the mother has to guide too, man, and that's the problem that I'm seeing with these little girls. They have no guidance either. Okay, if a woman doesn't know how to be a woman, how is she gonna know what a man is? You understand?
I see.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How is basically if you just to put it into perspective, if you're a gangster, like the whole real recognize real shit, you understand?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. These little girls is out here in the streets, chilling with these kids, doing that. There was some young niggas there, you know, doing the wild nigga shit, the young nigga shit. We were wilding too, but I see the few, like, you feel me? That's a moment in my life. That's their whole life.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I see.
That is a moment of a Saturday night, me chilling, unwinding. I have my kids all weekend. I want to chill for the day. That's a moment in my life. These kids, that's their whole life. That's all they think about. That's all they care about
on a daily basis.
On a daily, you feel me?
Yeah,
that's all they care about.
I see
Music,
what
cars,
saying.
Drinking, going out, turning up.
They were in this condition.
And I see young women doing it, and I'm like, yo, hold on, B. Hold on. You're telling me these girls are out here doing this on a Saturday night? I get it, but I'm seeing I'm seeing their interactions. I'm seeing what's going on, and I'm like, holy shit, this is all they do. This is all they care about. This is what they care about right here. So imagine 10, 15, 20 years from now, who are those kids gonna be?
Right.
You understand? I was lucky enough to have parents who cared enough You understand?
See that.
Even though I took the wrong route, even though I went to the streets, I had that. Because what matters is that platform, that main,
that support
that
system
shit
behind
that
you.
That main shit when you're a kid. To
that foundation.
That foundation is what matters, really. Because you could go off the rails for a little bit, but if you had that foundation, you might be able to come back. You might be able to, reconsider down the line.
Right.
If you had that but if you don't have that foundation, bro,
it's over.
Gotcha.
It's a wrap.
There's nothing to run back home to.
It's a wrap.
Absolutely.
and that'd be another topic though. Talk about this generation.
Yes.
Definitely. For us, so we definitely have a social responsibility.
Yes.
To really, save this generation from what's going on, because at the end of the day, they're born into a different lifestyle though.
Yeah, it's different now.
It's a different age.
That whole kids having kids, babies having
babies.
shit
It's
is
a
real.
whole
You
different
see it,
age,
it's
man.
Crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Yeah, man. But John Tavares, you had something you wanted to.
Well, listen. Quick, great conversation, fellas. Great dialogue as we always do. Each and every Sunday at did at the Roundtable Podcast. Immigration. I just want to run down some quick myths and facts about immigration. And one myth that's about immigration is that immigrants are overrunning our country and most are here illegally. That is a myth. Total immigrants make up about 13.5% of the total U.S. population. Wow. Just 13.5, okay? In 2016, there were about 10.7 million undocumented immigrants living in the United States, which mathematically, if you translate it, it will be 3.5% of the nation's population.
That's crazy.
Okay?
Pretty small.
So, exactly. Myth number 2. Immigrants bring crime and violence to our cities and towns. Studies have shown already, however, that many immigrants, regardless of where they're from, what immigration status they come from, right? They hold, how much education they have completed, or are less likely than native-born citizens to commit crimes or become incarcerated. And the reasons why, they're undocumented.
Yeah. Because they don't want to get deported.
Exactly.
So they don't commit crime.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's another myth right there. Mm-hmm. Let me go to number 3 real quick. I'll run it down real quick.
Bring it on, brother.
So immigrants...
Donald J. Trump, this is for you, baby.
Immigrants hurt our country financially by taking jobs and services without paying taxes. That is a myth. Immigrants actually help to create new jobs in addition to buying U.S. and local products, which helps create jobs. Immigrants often start their own businesses, which I stated earlier. And in fact, immigrants are twice as likely to start businesses as citizens born in the United States. And companies owned by immigrants are more likely to hire employees than companies owned by native-born citizens. Okay? So again, and also I want to point out, everyone pays sales taxes. Yep. You gotta pay sales taxes.
Yeah.
You have to.
What?
You could be undocumented or documented. You still have to pay sales taxes.
Absolutely.
If you live in a home, you gotta still pay property taxes. So that's a myth again. Yeah. Number 4. Immigrants are coming to the United States to obtain welfare and other benefits. Okay, if you're undocumented,
you can't get shit.
You can't get nothing. So, it's not even it's already self-explanatory. I can't even go further with that one. Immigrants are coming to the United States with the express purpose of having babies here. So, okay, according to the 14th Amendment, basically, if you're born on U.S. soil, you're automatically a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Now, this whole thing is that basically they're saying that immigrants come here to breed so they could stay here. But the child cannot actually claim you until they're 21 years old. So that means you're breeding a child and you're going to wait 21 years for you to become a legal citizen, for them to claim you. That's a myth again. You know what I'm saying? Immigrants are bringing disease into the United States. I'm gonna pass on that. That's just ridiculous. It's the dumbest myth ever.
Jay's ridiculous.
And then the last myth, I'm gonna let them.
White girls going crazy in college. That brings diseases.
Yo.
Oh my God.
There was a comedian who said that shit. White women, I'm so scared of them.
And then terrorists are basically infiltrating the U.S. by coming across the border.
That shit is bullshit.
Mexico. So first of all, there is no credible evidence that terrorists are entering the United States through the border with Mexico, okay, to commit terrorist acts.
The CIA don't gotta come through the border.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. CIA is already here.
Listen, just to piggyback on that,
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
seen a poll a couple of days ago. The biggest threat to the United States
White supremacy.
is white supremacy.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. I was gonna
so.
say that.
No, we
This-
said
I was
that.
gonna say that
So.
you're more likely to die from a white supremacist
Yes.
than you are from an actual stereotypical
And
terrorist.
this is not being.
And it's not even labeled by the FBI as being terrorists.
Which
Yeah.
are fake. You know that, right? Those the shit is made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fake.
You're more likely to die from a white
And this is
supremacist.
actually a statistic. It's not something that They Not Around Tail podcast just made up because we have personal biased opinions. We're not. I'm not biased against any creed or race or culture, whatever. This is a statistic that white supremacy is the biggest threat to the United States. That's insane that statistic exists. And then, they try to sugarcoat it and fucking put a blanket over it and all this bullshit. And it's actually a statistic.
Bro,
That shit
right.
is crazy.
I want to,
You can
and
back it up. You can back it up.
I want to
Wait, it's
piggyback
a-
off of what he
it's
said
a
though.
fact.
This
It's
is
not
part of the
gonna-
reason
it's not
why.
like
There
something
is not.
Right.
It's a fact.
No, there is not a law, and it's admitted by the FBI that they don't know how to classify the white domestic terrorists.
Yes.
There's no
But
laws.
they're not terrorists.
They don't see them as such.
They
Wait.
just
But
have
they-
mental illness.
But they have mental illness.
Yeah.
But they are
They're not
terrorists.
Did you see Cortez on the? She had a meeting in Congress where she was asking the head of the FBI.
Oh, I saw that
You
video.
seen that?
I saw
She's asking,
clip.
how do you charge somebody with a terrorist act in USA soil if they're not even doing it in USA soil? Oh no, but because they have infiltrated teams in the United States. But like, well, why are you not charging white men who commit extremist groups that commit the same type of crime? Why are you not charging them with terrorist laws?
Right.
Because there is none.
Because there is none.
There is none.
So she said
There is
also,
none.
she said, so can you admit on documented that white extremist groups are not labeled as terrorists in the United States? He's like,
Right.
oh, I can't say that.
Oh
Yo,
my
he said-
god.
I don't know, but he's trying to switch it up.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
trying to switch it up. I remember
Because
that video.
because and then that video that you posted to us on WhatsApp, and with the white dude that had the knife, it was chasing after the cops. Cops ain't shoot him.
Yeah, that happens all the
They
time.
didn't shoot him, but he's literally going after them. I think he held the cop in a chokehold
Listen.
and was gonna stab him, and
Bro.
they still didn't kill him.
That kid
But a
that-
black
Usually
man
they always-
moves one little inch,
yeah.
and they
You
set
don't
off
see-
40 shots. Come
Every
on,
time they do those attacks, those dudes, they always get arrested. None of them get killed.
none of them.
None of them get
They always
killed.
end up
And
arrested.
and in that
And they
video,
get
Charlie.
walked to the shit with the vest
Yo,
on.
and Charlie, the only reason why homie got killed was because the only reason why they killed him in that video was because they had no choice. He was literally about to kill that cop, and they had to kill him. Like they had to. They didn't want
All
to,
the
but
time,
they
bro.
had
You ever
to.
saw the video of that guy in Utah who was running away from the cops and they shot him?
And they
killed
shot him, yeah. But
He's
the
running away
white
from you.
dude is running
He's
with
going
the
the other
knife.
direction.
They
He's
running with
to
the
you.
knife.
He's running away from you.
And he's
Yeah.
and then like
That is
there's
insane.
certain stories with these police brutality, and we gotta have an episode about that
Oh,
shit.
yeah, no, without a doubt,
There's
without a doubt.
there's certain things that's like okay, but then like the Castell killing, he told the cop he was carrying. He told him I am a licensed
Yeah.
weapon holder. I'm gonna reach for my gun
and pass it to you.
to pass it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Cops still shot him.
Yeah. You
That's
see the
insane.
video recently of the guy that they at the gas station, and he's about to pull off, and the cops run up on him with guns out, guns drawn, and the guy's like, "Yo, hey, my hands is up."
Yeah.
Right. And the dude is like, turn off the car, or take out the key.
Yeah, take out the key of the
whatever.
ignition, yeah.
And he's like, alright, and he saw that the cops like rushed him. He's like, no,
I'm not
I'm not taking out the keys. I'm not taking. out
Because
the
then I say, oh, it's a gun, it's a gun, it's a gun.
Yeah,
Bam,
yeah,
bam,
yeah,
bam,
yeah.
bam, bam.
That's no, because the cops said some dumb shit like that. He's told him to move, to take out the shit. Then as the guy's gonna do it, he says some shit of that extent. So the guy's like, "Nah, B, I'm leaving my hands out."
Insane, you know what's crazy?
You take him out.
You know what's crazy?
You open the door. You take the key out. You do everything.
I seen.
I'm not gonna. Nah, you're not gonna shoot me.
I seen a meme online because Nelky's making fun of me because I say memes and memes all the time. But yeah,
you say it right now.
All the time. But no, it said in this.
It's called momos.
Yeah, momos. But in the meme, it said we live in a country where untrained citizens have to remain calm, but trained police officers can act on fear.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
That's insane.
I'm naturally.
You gotta stay calm with a gun in your face, but the cop can act like he's nervous and kill you.
But to play devil's advocate real quick, even though I'm super anti-cop, super fuck the police, fuck the pigs, fuck 12, however you want to put it, right? Even though I'm on that level with them, you gotta understand one thing. That's a stressful fucking job.
It is.
Number one,
right?
And anybody who's worked retail can, on a certain extent,
say the same thing.
I had this lady today that she yelled at me, and it took every single last strength for me not to.
I get where you're going.
Not only is it stressful, it's a scary fucking job,
it is.
right?
You putting your life on the line.
You putting your life in the line every single day of your life. Number one. It's stressful within their own, because I know a few, within their shit, they have their own issues within.
Yeah, and especially if you're a Hispanic or black cop, you're trying to live up to the white cops. You know, you're trying to live up to them, trying to show them that you're not black or Hispanic.
And you gotta
I'm part of the force. I'm not black and Hispanic.
And you gotta.
I hate those black and Hispanic cops.
Yo,
bro.
I hate them
they
the
have
most.
They're the worst because they don't try to live up to the NYPD code. They try to live up to what the white cops want them to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then, not only they put in their life on the line, they got their own issue within the departments. They go outside. The Spanish ones and the black ones gotta live up to our standards too, because they gotta feel they don't want us to feel like they're different, even though they are. That whole dynamic, and also, bro, a lot of these people have PTSD low key. You feel me? They see a lot of shit. Yeah. And they're regular people.
A lot of trauma.
They just gotta they regular people, bro.
I mean, police officers have the highest divorce rates.
I understand that.
Yo, shout out to Charly La Melma for spitting that real shit. You gotta come back to the podcast and we do this police brutality. We have a whole episode on that. We just divulge into it.
Stress
it goes. Cops themselves, bro. They go through a lot of shit, even though it's fuck them. Bro, you gotta understand. You feel me?
A lot of them are ex-military too. So
a lot of them, I'm telling low key, they're fucked up too.
And it's a dangerous job. It's a dangerous job, not only because what we said right now, right? They put their life on the line, but it's a dangerous job because it definitely messes with your human behavior. Yeah. Because now you're given a title to have you're basically a
license to kill.
Right, license to kill.
Bro,
so that makes it feel as if you're more superior.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
All you gotta say,
that's dangerous.
All you gotta say is, "I fear for my life," and you're acquitted.
I've always had this thing where I'm like, why the fuck can I not drive talking on my phone, but I see these motherfuckers driving talking on their phone?
Bro, I was crossing the street 2 days ago with my kids, and a fucking detective car passed through the fucking stop sign, and as he's going by, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
He could have hit you and your kids?
You're a cop. I'm crossing the street, bro.
They're supposed to abide by the law, too.
I'm in the middle of the street already. It's a stop sign there. And this motherfucker blew past it, right? And as he's turning, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? He's like, yo, my bad, man. I'm like, really? My bad, man?
That's the thing. They think that they don't need to abide by the law, but if you're enforcing the law, you need to abide by it too.
Yeah, but they feel like they're above the law. And I mean, it's just the harsh reality of it.
But anyway,
you give anybody a little power, man.
But that'll be a different. That'll definitely be a different episode. You know what I'm saying? We definitely go more in depth with that, though. But I mean, listen, again, great conversation, immigration. I mean, definitely be a part 2 though, because I mean, it's a lot to talk more about that though. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna sign off. We'll take it to DJ. Gonna end it off with a quick mix. You know what I mean? You know
Charly La Melma, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yo, man, for real, man. Big shout out to you, though, bro. Coming through.
And definitely listen to catch Charly La Melma's music on all digital platforms, Spotify, Apple
Man, you got a lot of
iTunes.
talent, man.
Thank you, man.
A
I
lot of
appreciate
talent,
it. I
brother.
appreciate
SoundCloud,
it. This was
everything.
a good conversation. I really hope we get back into it one of these days. And
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, man, for sure.
We'll definitely be back on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we definitely gonna have you back on, Charlie, for real.
So we're going to sign off, you know what I'm saying? The Another Roundtable Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Out.
Yeah, the cutter.